Welcome to the Tantalus Podcast. This is the April edition of the podcast. I'm Colin Regan.
I'm Niall. I'm Owen.
It's the other way around. But this is the April edition of the podcast. We're going to be talking about things that we played in April as well as games that came out obviously in April. And we're going to talk about any gaming news that happened this month, as well as we'll take a little look at the May releases for this year. And yeah, it's pretty much what's going to happen in the April edition.
Yeah.
I
had a whole thing lined up. Colin was just like, yeah. I was like, oh wait, I got this. No, he's done it all. So.
Well, you want to do it all because I was like, I want to actually start a podcast
I'm
for
in
once.
the middle.
I want to start a podcast for once and not have it take like ages just to say our names.
I suppose, just for clarification, I'm actually Niall.
There you go.
I'm not actually
And by
Owen.
process of elimination, the other guy's Owen.
Damn it.
So, yeah.
Figured me out.
We're going to be talking about games we played. Owen, well, actually, I suppose it's going to take a good chunk of the podcast because Owen and Niall have played, so I played a little bit of it. But, Dark Souls 3 was probably one of the biggest.
I had a list of stuff. Colin's just locked me into what I'm talking about.
Well,
you were going to. But it's the first thing on yours.
First thing on my list as well.
Everybody's got a list.
Yeah, I figured you might as well. This is the heavy hitter of this month anyway. So I figured the two of you could launch it.
It's one of the big ones that came out this month anyway. It's one of those big titles where, we've had Ratchet and Clank and stuff this month. We've had a couple.
That's true.
We've had a couple of nice releases. Dark Souls 3, I think, has been the biggest hitter this month. Holy shit! I can't wait for this to come out. I've been waiting for this now. About 3 or 4 months, I tried not to feed into the hype just for the sake of Souls games with the whole history with 2 and how 2 fed in, and it looked great. I mean, the trailers were kind of bullshit. It didn't look like the trailers made it out to at all with gameplay. Then you had Dark Souls 3 and it had that nice it had a little touch of Bloodborne, even in its trailers. It looked like it might kind of push beyond and just really, really bring Souls home. And Miyazaki was back to make it, so that was kind of that was one of the big kind of this might be good.
This might not be Dark Souls 2.
Might not be Dark Souls 2. Fucking lava on the top of the sky.
Dark Souls 2, not terrible.
Dark Souls 2, not terrible.
Yeah, not terrible.
Get out of this podcast.
You're underrating it.
Niall just likes to start shouting here.
It's not as good as Dark Souls.
Awful.
It's the worst Soulsborne game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to defend that, but that's still That's still a lot better than most other games.
Well, yeah, it's a Souls game, which makes it good, kind of. But I mean,
I guess it's in its own class, so you would just be disappointed with it.
But anyway, we're not here to talk about Dark Souls 2. We're here to talk about shiny, brand new Dark Souls 3.
It's fancy. Oh gosh,
it's brand new.
It's brand new.
But Dark Souls 3 kicks off in it really holds home with Dark Souls 1, where it gives you very little story in the intro trailer. Souls has this thing where it won't tell you its story. You need to go looking for the story. You need to read item descriptions. You need to interact with NPCs, do multiple quest lines, play the game over to get the different endings. You have to figure out the story. The story can literally be, I'm a knight, I kill people for sport by appearance. Or it can be, the world's ending. Or is it? And 50 other things that are going on. I mean, the story is as deep as you will look into it.
But it's always very vague, and that's just how the game is told.
No ends are tied.
It's
really.
Definitely more of a sequel to Dark Souls 1 than Dark Souls 2 was.
They almost cut Dark Souls 2 from the lore history. There's a very small amount of throwbacks to it. There's the Dragon Lake kind of NPC enemies and stuff somewhere scattered in between. There's a couple of items and stuff. You can get the Faram item gear, the typical
the
Dark Souls 2. Yeah, there's one or two things, but it's really heavy on the Dark Souls 1 lore and tying that together. So I think that's because Miyazaki made Dark Souls 1. He was the big boss on Dark Souls 1 and on Dark Souls 3, and then Shuhei had Dark Souls 2. So it was kind of but it's his story continued on from his previous story, so it makes more sense to do it that way, I think, and I think it panned out well. I mean, I finished the game 3 times over. I've done each ending, so I know kind of I
haven't slept.
Oh no, I just fucking solid at. But no, it's fantastic. It's got great variety with the endings, with the things you can do. In Dark Souls 2, your NPC quest lines were kind of handed to you. It was hard to miss a lot of the NPCs. With your blacksmith, he was right there at the very beginning.
Yeah.
You had to do a thing for him, but you could literally just walk into the next area, buy a key. That's his quest line done. That's all he does. Other than, can you find me daughter? walk into one arena or one area, there she is.
And as well as that, there's never any conclusion for that story as well. Once you find the daughter, they just sit about 10 metres away and never interact.
And, well, the only thing you get is, he looks like my father. He is, you dickhead. Go over 5 fucking feet and talk to him. But like, Dark Souls 3 is kind of like, my first playthrough, I didn't really get anyone the first time around. When I first passed through every area, I didn't find anybody. And then I was kind of like, I haven't explored around too much. Like, I haven't got like a mass of weapons or a mass of rings, and I feel like that's not right for a Souls game. And I went poking around a bit. There's secret areas. You got shortcuts like they had in Dark Souls 1, which like kind of, it rewards you if you look around. You'll find your rings. You'll find your heavy items. You'll find your NPCs.
One of my preferences in terms of level design is that it's a lot similar to Dark Souls 1, to where shortcuts are used as checkpoints as opposed to other bonfires. So the world feels a lot tighter and more compact and more, actual, real. Like, it's a thing that could exist theoretically.
Yeah, I mean,
like
Dark Souls 2, they had, you go up an elevator and all of a sudden, above the sky, there's a lava pit.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense.
Yeah. So the game is running on the Bloodborne engine, so, well, hey, it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks brilliant.
On PS4, it's 30 FPS and it dips pretty...
The only time I've had to hang on was the Cursed Greatwood fight, because there's multiple mobs near it. Other than that, I never really had FPS dip. Unless, if you're doing kind of like, if you have a clusterfuck event of PvP going on.
I mean, I would notice it pretty... Like I would say for every hour or two, I would be like, oh, frames, what's going on here? Calm down. And, I would just kind of wait, and it would go back to how it was. But, it just, unfortunately, PS4, it's not that powerful.
Yeah, it can't really run the 60 FPS.
Yeah. Which PCs can do that, on a decently powerful rig. But,
You play Dark Souls on on PC, you're going to get PvP hacked. That's like
the
trade-off.
I mean, you're getting PvP hacked on PS4 though.
Yeah, still trying to figure that one out. But speaking of the PvP, actually, the PvP is great. It's really I like it a hell of a lot. That you have a whole kind of it took that element from Dark Souls 2, Scars of the First Sin, the PS4 HD kind of remaster with all the DLC and stuff. When that came to PS4, it brought in this 4v4 possible PvP. So there was this huge thing of I can get invaded by 3 people right now and get absolutely ripped apart. And it has a nice little mix of kind of Bloodborne and Dark Souls 2 PvP, where it has you can put on a password.
Sorry, Colin, you're laughing something under your breath.
I am. I had a glance at Niall's laptop, and Niall's laptop, in all caps and in bold, says, "Colin, stop looking at my notes. There's no joke here." So I was just silently laughing there,
because I've noticed you always do that.
I do. Well, I'm not looking.
I know you're not
I don't even read your notes. I just kind of just glance at your laptop and just vaguely. I'm not even actually reading your notes. I'm just kind of just not looking at anything really. I'm just kind of glancing around the room. I more or less glanced around here. Yeah. So it just so happened that I looked at the
one thing you saw.
Yeah.
I would say, so one of the negatives that I've always had with the Soulsborne series...
Sorry to interrupt, Joe, with us laughing.
...is that the menus have always been kind of a clusterfuck.
I like Dark Souls 3.
No, there's a lot of stats thrown at you. From the perspective of a new player, there's a shit ton of stuff that is just...
Well, I always get a bit...
there is the help key. It does explain it.
Sure, but it's a lot of stuff to take in.
I don't play many Souls games. So I played a good chunk of Bloodborne, and then I played a little bit of this. And even when I come to leveling up, I'm always like,
what do I put?
I'm like, all right, but I just know from playing with you, it's just a strength, endurance, and vigor. Sometimes vigor. Well, in Dark Souls,
sorry.
Well, I'll just quickly say in Dark Souls,
Dex leveler.
In Dark Souls 3, I did vigor. I think all I did in Bloodborne ever was strength and endurance, and then depending, I might obviously bring up everything else to a balanced number, but that's about it.
For anybody who hasn't played Souls, your strength, dexterity, kind of are your two. But they're your two attack powers. They're going to raise your attack damage.
Yes.
And it depends, whichever one you put into is going to be dependent on the melee class that you play. So if you're playing with light, quick weapons, you're going to be putting it into dex. If you're putting it in kind of heavy, wicked bad damage, you're going to be putting it in strength. But your weapons will determine what you put it in. Because if you want to use that gigantic axe, it'll tell you need a minimum of, say, 22 strength to wield this thing. Yeah. Otherwise you're going to be falling around the ledge and get jack fucked. But like if you need 22 strength to put on your big great battle axe thing, you're going to want to pump into strength because it'll up your damage beyond that.
Yes.
You're not going to have like 50 dex and like just 22 strength because you're going to do the baseline damage with that axe.
Yes.
So it does give you those guidelines where you'll know, like once you figure out like, oh, that symbol means strength.
Yeah.
You'll go, okay, well I'm playing a strength player, so I can equip that. I need more strength to equip this. There's no point in me using the dexterity weapon even if I have that dexterity because it's not going to do the damage I need.
Yeah.
But like, so in terms of like actual gameplay, like it's just more Souls. You know, it's like kind of slow, deliberate. Like every time you fuck up, you know, okay, yeah, I fucked up there.
But it was my fault.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's not the game.
Yeah, that's the problem I have with Dark Souls 2.
Except for PvP.
Well, yeah.
That's just a lag fest.
Dark Souls 2 had a problem with that because a lot of the stuff is like, well, not a lot of it, but some of it is kind of bullshit hitboxes. Like the fucking 360 rotation tracking is ridiculous with enemies. Like in this, the tracking's perfect. Like backstabs are difficult to pull off, but fair to pull off.
Yeah, and rewarding.
Yeah, I've had, like in some of the later bosses, I've had a few issues with tracking, but I mean they're like the last two bosses effectively.
Yeah.
But
the point of that is to.
I mean, I'm okay with it at that point.
I've never once in 3 playthroughs. I've never once had a problem where I've sat and gone, "That's a bit bullshit.
Yeah.
I didn't deserve that." It was, why did I do that? What are you doing? Like, don't heal now, roll away. What are you doing, you idiot?
Just real quick, Nameless King can suck my fucking dick.
I don't know. I didn't think it was like. Well, no, in fairness, I brought someone with me to
Mate.
that fight because I used someone as a distraction because, like you were saying, the tracking on that is hard.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he has a lot of kind of random throw-ins with some of his attacks where he has combos and you can learn his pattern, but then he throws one into the wild.
We're just talking about some optional boss here. But
Okay, I was about to be like, maybe spoilers.
Well, look, the game's out nearly a month now, so I mean,
yeah, true. So,
I mean,
some people said I haven't played it.
I mean, but you know, just in short, fuck that guy.
Yeah, like, but that's not major spoiler or anything.
That's all right.
We're not going to ruin anything.
That's okay. It's okay.
I actually finished the game earlier today.
And boy, did I tell you the ending.
Like I enjoyed like every area, except for the one fucking swamp areas in every single one of these games.
But that's there deliberately, kind of as a slow pace, and everything's in here. You can't move quickly. Have fun.
But that's not fun though.
No, but it's
They're water level.
There's ways to get through it. They give you a way to get through it. You're not stuck wading through that. You can equip a dagger, you can fast step through it, you can roll through it, you can pick and time your things from land to land.
That is absolutely what I did. I did the quick step bullshit, but it was still annoying.
It works beyond the FP bar. I mean,
they
like just screw you.
Just drains your stamina at that point.
They give it to you. You just have to know how to use it. You figure it out for yourself.
It's still not a fun area though.
I think worse than that. I think the place I had a problem with was the in the Consumed King's Garden after you get up into Lothric Castle. It's one of the optional areas of the game, but it's like it's in like a later game. You walk through it, and anything you touch really that's not like solid ground builds your toxic level. Now, which would be fine. Like, you know, you can build poison level and stuff in some areas, and you just pop a purple herb, and you're fine. Your poison's gone. Toxic. The items that get rid of the toxic thing, it's like a heavy poison.
Yeah.
You don't get them until like near the end of the game, and they cost like $2,000.
Yeah, well, I mean, at that point, $2,000 isn't a whole lot, though.
Yeah, no,
and as well, Consumed King's Garden, it's a pretty short area.
It is, but you can't really sprint through with the black masses.
It's not that bad, honestly.
You know,
Farenkeep was worse.
I don't know. I like Farenkeep.
Just because you have to spend so long there.
Well, yeah, but I like it for that though. It's massive. It feeds into, like, if you look into the lore of it, there's a reason it's that big,
sure, but
and there's a reason there's poison all around it and stuff. Like,
it's still fairly.
I know. I think if you look into the item descriptions, it's good. It's good design. It's good world design because it feeds into the lore. It's not just there for the sake of it.
So I'd say, like, when the game's not being all sad and depressing and all that shit,
It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, like. Some of the vistas and shit are fantastic.
Oh God, Irithyll. The dancer. I mean, the dancer boss fight was amazing.
Pretty much everything in the peak area.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. There's also some pretty sad moments in the story.
Depending on what playthrough you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you follow your NPC quest lines, you will be on an emotional roller coaster for quite a bit.
Like, I'm not going to spoil anything.
No, but it's very well done.
Yeah. Like, I got to a point. Like, we were just discussing this just before the podcast. I got to a point where I could have done a thing, And I was like, no, this is too sad for me.
Yeah.
Like, in Dark Souls, like, I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
That's Dark Souls 1 as well, though. Dark Souls 1 made you, for NPCs that you're like, hey, I got here to do one single mission. Then you meet a couple of NPCs, you're like, oh, fuck, man, I feel bad for these guys.
Yeah.
But then Dark Souls 2, you were like, okay, you make ladders. Why do I have to pay like 2 million souls to get you to make 12 short ladders?
Because he's a shifty Irishman.
Well, he's dead in the third one, so fuck him.
Spoilers!
Not really.
Well, yeah, he's just some dude anyway. It's not like he's an important character.
I think that was kind of a message from Miyazaki to Shuhei, being like, your characters are dead, so are your dreams.
Harsh.
But fair. But the DLC is coming, just like...
It's like fucking Dan Harmon with season 4 Community being like, it's like watching. It was all a dream. When he said when he watched season 4, he said it was like watching my family be raped.
Jesus Christ!
Nice.
Yeah.
Throw that in there. But
Yeah.
the DLC is coming. The season pass is out. I mean, there was a special offer. There's even a special offer if you've downloaded it. If you have one, I think it's even in the Apocalypse edition. They give you a code to get the DLC download code cheaper from FromSoft's store. You like register your copy of the game and they give you like a discount code, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think in terms of setting of Dark Souls, I've always preferred that to Bloodborne. Just because high fantasy just suits me better than gothic horror.
I like Bloodborne setting, but it seemed a bit like when you got halfway through and there was that twist and you're like, holy shit, this was about wolfmen and now it's about fucking Cthulhu.
Yeah.
But that was cool. And then it was a bit like, okay, I get it. Like, do something else now.
And like a lot of the locations in Bloodborne, they're very samey. Like the first 4 areas are just going through Yharnam.
We're in Yharnam. We're in East Yharnam. We're in West Yharnam.
We're in Old Yharnam.
Yeah,
we're in Upper Yharnam.
We're in Yharnam, currently under development.
By the Pyre in Yharnam.
Upper East Side. Times
like,
Yharnam.
So in Dark Souls, like the locations are a lot more varied, you know?
Well, there's some stuff that is quite similar, but in the sense that the way they give it to you isn't like, hey, you're in a brand new area. It looks the fucking same.
Yeah.
It's, you're in a new area that's still in the broad area you just came from. You're in like a city. You're in a town in a city. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
No, like it's not like you're in a new area, but there's still
exactly
coffins and headstones and
there's variety in Souls. That's what Souls is about. There's a lot of you will find if you're in a big blobby swamp thing, you'll find blobby swamp enemies or like poison ass enemies.
Yeah.
Where was the Blight Town though? Where was the Blight Town?
That was Fahrenkeep.
It's not the same. The frame rate didn't drop like that.
Oh no.
It's tradition, Niall. Profane Capital was complete bullshit.
Yeah, that was really short.
Everywhere in Dark Souls 3 is nice, it's big, it's vast, it's varied, it's got it's a nice juicy piece of gameplay.
Yeah.
You can roam around as much as you want. There's no here's A, get to B. Okay, consume King's Garden, but I mean you're there
that's
literally.
Optional anyway.
Yeah, and you're there to fight one boss. That is a stepping stone to get to a broader area.
Yeah.
That's all that is. He's literally just an obstacle. But with Profane Capital, the problem you have is, oh hey, here's a nice big tower, there's 2 bridges, you have to get through one bridge, go down to cross another bridge to get to your boss. It's a bunch of hallways.
Yeah, and
it takes 10 minutes. If you take the shortcut, it takes 5 minutes.
Pretty disappointing.
It's awful.
That was probably the worst area,
and especially
in the game for me. I think.
Okay,
I actually forgot about that.
Yorm is the boss of that area. Yorm the giant.
It might get a bit spoilery.
It's not. No, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just he's in the trailer. He's in
the opening.
Yeah, the Profane Capital is Yorm's area. Because each boss obviously has its own area.
Yeah.
Yorm is a giant, right? Giants are a big thing throughout the Souls series. He was a big deal. He's one of the you'll either fight him or another last Lord of Cinder. You can go 2 paths. You don't have to fight him straight away, but you can fight 2 of them, right? So say he's your second last or your last one, but he's going to be minimum your second last.
Yeah.
You spend 2 to 5 minutes in his area to get to him. There's nothing in it. It's a bunch of hallways. There's 2 chests, a big pit of fire.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. Nothing tells you, oh my god, Yorm came from a village who was raised by soldiers, or hey, Yorm was actually a steampunk enthusiast. It's just apparently Yorm loved hallways and a big chair.
Yeah. I mean, he was a fan of gargoyles.
It makes no sense. It seems like it was just, oh crap, we may fuck this together to get out by release.
The area for Aldrich.
I love that.
No, yeah, like that was all fantastic. Like and like the Abyss Watchers as well.
Especially like with Aldrich, right? That's exactly the problem I have with Yorm. Aldrich, when you get to there, you're like, holy fuck, and then you get up to Aldrich, you're like, holy fuck. Then you beat him, and you're like, oh my god, I understand why he's here.
Yeah,
why that boss is in that area.
Yeah,
it makes perfect sense. Even like before you knew about what happens with him, you know what he is, like what kind of monster or creature or entity he is.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. Yorm's a giant, he sits on a throne in a hallway.
Yeah, pretty much.
It makes no sense.
I mean, there is some description from the
item descriptions for his boss weapons have huge lore.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense that he's sitting where he is. Makes no sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the worst bosses in the game, I think. But it's, I mean, aside from that, pretty much every other boss is pretty damn good, except for Nameless King. Fuck that guy.
Now, see, when you do beat him, after you beat him, there's like a small, like 2-minute walkthrough bit you can do. It's just a hallway, but there's some stuff in there that has serious lore implication.
What, Nameless King?
Yeah,
okay.
Especially the item descriptions for his boss items and stuff have huge lore implication. There's a really
because of the implication.
It really pays off when you beat him. It really pays off, and the sense of satisfaction.
Yeah, no, I said I tried for about 2 or 3 hours, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna
bring in a sun, bro.
I tried. They died in the first phase.
Bring in a good son, bro. Bring me in. I'll whoop his ass.
Yeah, I've already gone on to New Game
Your real
Plus.
son, bro.
I'm on New Game Plus at this point.
You'll run through it. That's one thing actually I had a problem with is my New Game Plus. Now I was rushing it, but I've done every boss. I killed every boss over again.
Yeah.
And I didn't overlevel. I was still level 80.
It's just because you know the fight and you know the areas.
Yeah, true. But I mean, even Dark Souls 2, when I did Dark Souls 2 New Game Plus, I struggled. I still struggled because the boss's difficulty went up quite a bit.
I've been through the struggle.
Maybe you got gooder.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
but I mean,
you're leveling Dex. Of course you didn't.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with the way I play Souls.
There's quite a lot wrong.
Dirty fucking Dex leveler. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
The Abyss Watchers fight was fucking amazing.
Yeah, you loved that.
It was so cool.
I like the idea behind it, but I had a problem, and I'm still trying to figure out. I think it's something I did.
Like, I'm not going to spoil anything of the mechanics of that fight, but it's so cool.
There is a very solid mechanic in it where it would be very, very cool as a boss fight, but it didn't work for me the way it was meant to.
Yeah, I remember you were saying.
And it didn't, I didn't have a problem with it. I was fine, but I mean, it made it that much more difficult. Because I know there's a way you can turn that boss fight by accident and make it really bad. That's what was happening to me.
Unintentionally.
It just happened the second the boss fight initiated.
Just say you played on hard mode.
But I love it though, because that boss fight, you beat him, you beat the Abyss Watcher. And he kind of you're thinking there, oh my god, that was such a struggle. It was so hard. And then he gets back up.
Yeah. And, spoilers, no spoilers beyond that.
But shit kicks off.
Yeah, yeah.
You think you had a hard fight, and then they go, no. This is your first real, legit boss fight.
Yeah, that's another thing I liked about Dark Souls 3 compared to the other Souls. Two-phase fights.
Yeah, they took inspiration from Bloodborne for a lot of stuff. The pacing is faster. The boss fights have phases. Some of them have 3 phases. But there's a lot of it's not, I'm a fire boss. I'm going to use fire. Some of it is, there's one of the bosses that has, 2 bosses in the one area. And you're thinking to yourself, you're like, oh, okay, fire element. Wear a fire ring. You'll be fine. Nothing's going to happen. You're you're not going to take big damage. Then you get halfway through the fight, it hits phase 2, and then the other guy kicks in. You got magic damage, you got fire damage, you got physical damage. Everything. You're your whole strategy just goes out the window. Yeah. You can't pin yourself into one thing.
Is the soundtrack in the game as well?
Amazing.
Yeah, very good.
I got the CD.
Yeah, so did I.
I got the soundtrack with it, and I've listened to it on its own. It is absolutely fantastic. Again, the dancer's soundtrack, the whole, even the sound in that boss fight of her walking around with the hollow footsteps and stuff, it is fucking amazing.
And the second half of the last boss fight as well.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Oh
yeah, that was so good. Like I'm not going to say what's happening. Or
it's so hard to talk about this because you don't want to ruin anything for anyone. But there's so much depth to it.
We're coming very close to.
Or me. You see, Colin hasn't played it either. Colin hasn't finished it.
I fucking basically fought fucking Gungeon, the first boss. Like that's pretty much.
Well, from your point of view, like someone who hasn't played Souls, like you played a bit of Dark Souls 2, you played no Dark Souls 1, you played no Demon Souls, you played Bloodborne.
Yeah, I love Bloodborne.
So from someone who's just played Bloodborne, well, what do you think about it?
Well, I played maybe. Well, Ross probably only like 15 minutes of the game. I played for about 2 hours. I played fucking fought Gundyr and died about like fucking 10 times.
Oh my god, the rage quit was real.
And I just got absolutely pissed off. And Owen was here just antagonizing me.
Oh, just driving you nuts. But see, Gundyr, right? The way you fought Gundyr.
But see, I was trying to fight because I know, like, well, for a bit anyway. Yeah. For at least that fight is about defense.
Yeah.
And I was just playing it like Bloodborne.
That's what I was going to say.
I was playing like Bloodborne, just constant aggression.
I went back to Platinum Dark Souls 2 before I played Dark Souls 3. So I had that kind of heavy defense mentality. Yeah. Like, if I'd come from Bloodborne, I would have got my ass handed to me. Because you're trying to whip around, you're trying to be quick, you'll go into it thinking, but sure, I'll just hit him and get a bit of my health back, and you would get screwed.
That's why I think I was always a bit shit at Bloodborne for how good I am at Souls games. I'm not like, I'm amazing. I'm pretty good.
Yeah, because it's hard to get into that.
Yeah, exactly.
Tactic.
Yeah.
Like, when I first played it and I was fighting the cleric beast, I just I couldn't get into the mentality of like, get in though, be greedy with your hits because you shouldn't do that. But there's a lot of fights in that where end it quick.
Yeah, like as soon as I hit a boss twice, I'm like, my instinct is just get up, get back up.
It's 2 hits back up.
Yeah,
that's your thing with Souls.
One was the Nameless King. Fuck that guy. Yeah,
but I mean, Gundyr. I was gonna say there, Gundyr that's a real. When I fought that guy, I felt a real Souls throwback.
Yeah,
I felt like this is a proper Souls game.
Yeah,
because. Alright, Dark Souls 2, you fight your first little boss and it's grand.
What's the boss in Dark Souls 2?
It was...
Not memorable.
Apparently. Well, it wasn't really a boss. It was like the optional kind of hard enemy. That's kind of my point is like Dark Souls 2 didn't have a... You got to get through them to get through this area.
Oh, yeah, it was...
You just did things betwixt, but there was the big ogre thing in the very, very first thing. Or the dog, so if you attacked them, you got screwed. But there was no you could literally just walk through. Yeah. You didn't have to do like the little branching paths in the start.
The first proper boss that you're probably going to fight is the Last Giant.
The Last Giant, and that's an hour and a half, 2 hours into the game.
That's not really a tutorial boss. That's just a boss.
Like Gundyr, you walk in. If you're a new player in Souls, you're walking in there going, but why though? Can I not go around it?
No.
You can't spend Souls. You can't level up.
Yeah.
You can't change your equipment. Like, the only thing you're going to get off those guys in the first area is a broken straight sword, so you're going to screw yourself. Like, you either fight him, and you get the... Like that's how they drive this mentality into you of, like, you're going to die a fucking shit ton in this game. Get used to it.
Yeah. I know, I think I'm about out for notes on everything. Like, just, it's a really good game. You should probably play it if you're on the fence. If you're on the fence at all, just, buy the game. Have a gay old time.
RPGs or hack and slash, like anything like The Witcher 3, Dragon Age, anything like that. Like, if you're into that kind of fantasy story and you like a bit of difficulty and challenge, and some kind of, work for it lore, where it's rewarding. It's a rewarding RPG style.
I was going to mention the difficulty. I was like, if you're like... If all you play is like Dreamals, probably don't get Dark Souls 3.
No, get Dark Souls 3 because it's good to get out of your comfort zone and actually have difficulty back in games. Yeah. Like Dark Souls has the same kind of mentality that like Mario had way back in the day. Like you die, start over.
That trial and error mentality.
Work for it.
I think there kind of is an easy mode by summoning friends anyway.
You could summon. That's true. You can summon in 4 people to help you.
Like
shit. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Going past like more than one, I was like.
It nerfs the game.
I'm not really fighting this boss at this point.
But if you're new, the option's there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're not stuck on your own unless you don't have Wi-Fi. Yeah. Now, I just remembered my last note of this game that I've just been like, hey, get it. This is the point that's going to say, hey, don't get this.
Oh, okay.
Talk about summoning.
Oh yeah, it's the kind of
Covenants, for anyone who has played a Souls game.
The factions within the game.
Sunbros is brilliant. They up Sunbros crazy because, like, sure, Sunbros, you bring in a Sunbro, he helps you fight a boss or whatever, you get Sunlight Medals, you can rank up. They now took it to a new level where you can invade as a Sunbro. If you kill anyone in the world, you'll get Sunlight Medals. So it's quicker again. You could be a bad guy.
Do anything you want.
They brought in Mad Bros, a whole new Covenant, which is a huge thing. Like, that's, again, you can kill PvE enemies, you can kill the people you're meant to be helping, you can help them, you just can't go to boss arenas.
Kick them off a lift at some point.
Like, starting as a new player, you wouldn't have a clue what this is. So you're going to summon somebody in because it's not a red phantom.
And by the way, for those of you who don't know, there is an item that will obscure you as a purple guy. No, don't tell them what it is.
Don't tell them, it's fine.
Okay, fine.
You put on a white ring, you will turn into a white phantom.
And white phantoms are always your friend in these games.
But there are other ways around it as well. There's 2 other rings you can put on.
Oh.
And they're much more effective than a white phantom because people have copped the white phantom thing now.
Oh,
but they haven't copped the other 2 things, and I'm not going to tell you about those.
I think I know one of the things you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll show you the other one. But Mad Bros is great because it's one of those things where the description for it on the wiki is it throws you into it prioritizes chaotic worlds where there's already 2 invaders or 3 invaders or like a blue sentinel, 2 invaders and a red phantom. Like it throws you into a hot mess so you can just go nuts on anyone you want. But like you have those are the upsides, and you have fight clubs as well. Like Colin, you were amazed by this whole thing with the fight clubs where
that was good. I thought it was very good. The thing with the fight clubs basically is they have this PvP thing where you can bring in other players, and you can you can do obviously fight them and do kind of 1v1 type things. But the way
if I summon the 2 of you as red phantoms, like the thing that happens usually is the 2 red phantoms will kill me. Because that's what, like, if you invade, you kill someone. Like, that's the point.
Yeah.
But players have decided on their own now that I will summon in 4, 5, 6 people into one arena. Now, they can all kill me.
Like a free-for-all.
Yeah, but no, they can all kill each other. No one will. Because you sit there and 2 people at a time, 1v1, will fight each other. And the winner stays on and will fight and fight and fight, and you turn it into a fight club. Now, this isn't something that they went, oh, hey, you can do this. Players decided that this was a thing that was going to happen on their own.
And they decided we're fighting in this one area. Yeah. Let's all meet up here.
You don't run away. Like, they've set their own rules. Yeah. You can't leave the area.
Healing is heavily frowned upon.
You can't, run into mobs and stuff. If anyone touches the host,
they're fucked.
Everyone, like the other 7 people, will make absolute mincemeat.
Yeah, they all just gang up on that one.
You kill the guy who brought everyone in, everyone loses. Everyone has to go home. Everyone has to find a new fight club. I have seen some absolutely chaotic 6v1 things when someone hits a host once. I've seen a guy hit a host by accident and get massacred.
It's like, if you're playing Scrabble with your friends and one friend throws the board up in the air and all the pieces grabber, then the other 2 just beat the shit out of them.
Yahtzee! So you're not playing Yahtzee.
And then you go, motherfucker, we were playing Scrabble, and now we're playing Scrapple. Scraps.
Freaking pick up the Scrabble, that's what we're playing.
52p Scrabble.
But the downside with Covenants, they've decided that there are 3 Covenants, the Blue Sentinels, the Way of the Blue, and the Darkmoon Blade. Darkmoon Blade is a very cool Covenant. Nice throwback to Dark Souls 1.
Yeah,
very excited.
The lore is cool.
Yeah, very excited to play in that Covenant.
They just don't work.
They just don't work. They're a broken Covenant. You have to be summoned in to help someone, which is the Way of the Blue. You don't get any rewards for having the Way of the Blue equipped, so there's no reason for you to wear that.
Yeah.
Because, sure, you'll get help if someone invades you, but you can just summon White Phantoms. So there's no need.
Yeah.
The Blue Sentinels is the exact same thing. You just get summoned in. You don't even get help from the Darkmoon Blades. So there's literally no point for that to be there. You don't get rewards for that either. The Farron Keep Covenant, you can only invade anyone who's going through Farron Keep. So you have to hang around Farron Keep for hours on end and hope that you're not going to get ganked if you invade someone that already has 4 people with them.
It's just kind of unfortunate. I hope they add in something to where you can get Covenant rewards through Fight Club.
Or, if you invade someone and kill, if I have the Darkmoon Blade on, I invade you, I kill you, I should get a Covenant item.
Yeah.
Because right now all you can get is Pale Tongues for Rosarias, no matter what Covenant you've equipped, and that's garbage.
Yeah. Aside from PvP, I think the game is probably the best Souls game.
It's fantastic. Like, no,
I probably better, like probably my personal favorite out of all the Soulsborne games.
I don't know. Demon Souls is a special place.
Well, I haven't played Demon Souls.
Demon Souls is a special place in my heart. It's just, it really is. It started it all, and it's still good to this day.
Yeah,
it is just, it's a fantastic game. The difficulty is real in that game.
Yeah. Right, are we done with Dark Souls then?
Mm-hmm.
There you go, baby. That was at least half an hour of Dark Souls.
Great.
Woo!
Chop that down. It's good.
Buy the game.
Just edit everything out and just be like, Dark Souls, it's good.
All right, something I played for a cup of coffee, basically.
Compared to how much you played Dark Souls.
Yeah,
right?
I played a tiny,
Coffee time.
a minuscule amount of this game called Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah,
that looks very fun.
It's like I mean, it's kind of like, well, I see what you said. It was like Binding of Isaac with guns, instead of tears,
which is you like to a T.
Oh yeah,
But Niall's played like I'd say at least 1,000 hours of Binding of Isaac.
Is this including the original?
Niall's a dev at this stage.
So
wait, what do you mean the original?
So there was Binding of Isaac, and then there was Binding of Isaac Rebirth.
Oh yeah, including the original.
Okay, I would say about 500 plus hours.
500, that's probably not.
For Afterbirth, I've put in about 250 hours.
Jesus fucking Christ!
No, it's easy to just play a game. Just play a game, listen to a podcast in the background, and just kill some time.
That thing makes me rage quit so hard.
One of the things I like so much about Binding of Isaac,
it is very trial and error.
It is absolutely. But once you know what the trials and errors are, it's all about just finding the nice synergies. Like I could tell you that if you find Quad Shot on the first floor and then you find Polyphemus on the second floor, oh yeah, of course. But like I tell you, the synergies that work with it, and then if you find Brimstone, have this huge room clearing laser. Congratulations, you've already won the run. I can tell you, if you find Continuum with a piercing shot and a range up. You'll fire shots through the wall that'll come out the side of the other wall that'll pierce through enemies and keep going. It's a heavy knowledge burden, but once you know the knowledge, it's a very fun game.
I don't know. It's kind of.
I've put 250 hours in. I might be a bit biased here,
or 500.
The problem I have with Binding of Isaac, for me, was I like a bit of a challenge. But I mean, if you get so far and you're you're on your last heart and you've cleared all the rooms and you've gone through everything, and you can't get any health back, it's fine. That's a mechanic of the game. But if I get killed in kind of a little kind of a bullshitty way, I get pretty pissed because I'm there was nothing I could do there. I put so much effort into building up this guy full of all these cool little sidearms and all these the nice little add-on kind of things you pick up throughout the world. And I got really lucky. And then I start a new run. I'm like, okay, look, I'll just burst back through. I might get crap. I might get a Band-Aid and a fucking paperclip.
Oh yeah, of course. But the thing is, it's an RNG game, but the way you become you get good at Binding of Isaac, it's how you manage the RNG. For instance, there's this one YouTuber I watch called Northern Line, and he puts
Jesus Christ, he has I think it's 600 episodes or something, even more. Actually, no, I think he actually has 1,000.
From the original Binding of Isaac.
Yeah, he has 1,000.
He's up to about 200. He's up to about 260ish on the expansion of Rebirth. And so in all that time, he I'd say out of every 20 runs, he gets one that's truly, truly awful. Because he's good at the game, he could just beat the game, theoretically, you could beat the game with the starting equipment and just not get hit. The getting good has to occur at some point, But anyway...
if you play it for 1,000 videos, you're probably pretty good.
I don't know, I can make 1,000 videos of me dying over and over.
The thing is, though, sooner or later you'll stop dying and you'll start beating the game.
I'll take that challenge. Betcha I won't.
Look, I used to be shit. I'm significantly less shit now, and now I enjoy the game quite a lot.
That's a back of the case review. I was shit. I'm significantly less shit now.
Binding of Isaac.
Niall Murphy, by the way.
Rebirth.
So Enter the Gungeon.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, so that's
the point.
So not Binding of Isaac. That's like Binding of Isaac.
So
sorry.
it's more bullet hell based than Binding of Isaac. You have a dodge roll and the enemy attacks.
Well, you've that thing that kind of you can dodge through an enemy attack. Yeah.
Is it still RNG?
It is a bit, yeah. But I think the starting items you get are a bit stronger in comparison to the starting items in Binding of Isaac. Again, a lot of it is just getting good at the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've only played a small bit of it, but from what I've played, it's pretty decent.
Pretty decent.
I mean, I've only seen tiny little bits of it, from right up the new releases and stuff. But it looks good. Like, it looks really like, and for the price of it as well, it looks really, really worth it. Like, is that's Steam as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It was €15, I think.
Same with the PS4.
Yeah,
$14.99.
15 on each.
Yeah,
probably worth your money because it's a long ass game.
Yeah, it looks like it has hours and hours you could sink into it. Like, exactly. And there'll probably be more to that.
Incidentally, so does Binding of Isaac.
Oh shit!
Shameless blow.
250 hours.
So far.
Yeah, my place I want to get home.
Yeah, figured.
And counting.
Colin.
Oh, okay.
You played.
The fuck have you played?
Why don't you talk?
Alright, I will talk.
Yeah,
the fuck have I played? Right, I mean, as the same as I did last month, I played a bit of Uncharted Collection. Played Uncharted 3. It's great. It's super fun. I mean, it's literally the same game. It's just a HD thing. But it's getting me totally excited for Uncharted 4.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, but is the collection, is it actually worth the HD? Like, is it drastically different?
Oh yeah, well, especially Uncharted 1, they really upscale that. Like,
that was a release title.
No, yeah, but like that's launch PS3 and like
But 3 was the last one. Like, 3
looked
good anyway. But does it look that much better? Is it worth?
Well, I think regardless of even the upscale, the games alone on one collection, like that's enough.
Say I own a PS3 and I have Uncharted 3 on it. Is it worth buying the PS4 version?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I would say no.
You would say no?
If you
don't like Uncharted 3 now.
Yeah, I think it's a lot worse than Uncharted 2. I think if you have all the games already, then there's not much of a reason for you to buy them again. Which, I mean, that's kind of the point, is that if you don't have them, you can just buy them again on the new generation.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, also, apparently only, like, I think less than a third, I can't remember the exact statistic, but I'm sorry, but I think it was like less than a third of PlayStation 3 users actually played Uncharted. I think that's why they brought it out to in advance of the fourth one. I
played it for 5 minutes when it came out on PS Plus, Uncharted 3.
Yeah.
And then, like, 2 days later, I bought my PS4.
You're like
I was never inclined to buy it because it wasn't like I love a bit of story. Like, I love adventure and I love story.
It's not an RPG, so you won't play it.
Yeah, well, probably that. But I mean, I don't know.
They're pretty good games.
Like, I watched you play them and I watched some trailers and stuff, and I heard you talk about them loads, and it sounded good. But then I watched gameplay trailers and I was like, it's a bit on rails, though, isn't it?
No, it's not on rails. I mean, it's kind of. I wouldn't say it's on rails, but it is kind of. Sometimes
bit Final Fantasy 13. Like.
No, I was gonna say it's sometimes go in a room, kill a bunch of guys, go to the next room.
Uncharted 3, the Uncharted games don't even last 20 hours to get good though.
But it do. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's too much like this, but it is kind of like go in a room, kill a bunch of guys, not in a room, but an area.
Like I said, I have played 5 minutes, so I can't really say.
But like, I mean, to be fair, I'd say that the areas are very well laid out and sparse with cover and like the way
chest high walls.
Yeah, well, true, but the way you play it, every shooter's chest high walls.
I know.
But like the way you play it, you can actually play areas many different ways. It's not like, I can only go in a straight line. Do you know what I mean? You can actually like flank enemies quite well in different ways.
The one thing I will give the Uncharted series, just from watching like you play it, from watching the two of you do the playthrough and watching like some gameplay trailers, the one thing I really, really liked, and this is really stupid because it's not like, it's a really good story. You know, like if you're playing Deus Ex or something and you're like, whatever the fuck his name is, Adam, whatever.
Jensen.
Yeah. You're roaming around.
Good game, by the way.
Any of those kind of games where it's like action-packed, like you're some dude and you're action-packed, you're flipping off walls, you're tearing down buildings, like regardless of nanite fucking modifications.
Nanomachines, son.
In a way, like, you know, like any kind of adventure protagonist, you're a badass. You're apparently superhuman.
You have gravel for a throw.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, you can do whatever the hell you want, but like you can basically flick a building and it'll fall down. Nathan Drake, watching like you guys play through it, if you make a jump, Nate kind of sluggishly hits the floor and is like, "Oh crap!" Like, if he takes a heavy drop,
3,
like he you know what I mean? You see him in 1, and he's pretty young, and he's a bit agile.
Yeah,
he's still, you can blatantly tell, he's still just some chap.
Yeah, he's still a huge ass murderer.
he does have that.
Kills you, but like,
he has that everyman.
He hasn't got that like, oh my god, I can snipe someone from 500 yards away in the head.
I'll Dave down the street
with an SMG. You know what I mean? It's like, you shoot blindly. Even in cutscenes, like he's shooting blindly over things. He has no idea what the hell he's doing.
No, he does have that like kind of everyman quality.
Yeah,
of, like,
I love that.
And like even some of his dialogue is like he says what the player's thinking.
Like his history and stuff from cutscenes that I've seen, he's just some chap.
Yeah.
He's not like like, oh, plot twist, I was an adventurer 400 years ago and I'm immortal and have nanites for dick. Like, he's just some chap.
No, well, even like in Uncharted 3, especially if you run against a wall, he like batters off it and he like stuns on. It's just like these like little animation. Like, it's just little animations.
It's a nice touch. Like, he's just some dude.
Yeah.
And it shows that he's just and like from 1 to 3, you can see the age hitting in.
Yeah, definitely. I just played that. I mean, it's a fucking game that came out like a couple of years ago. It's the exact same game. It's really good though. I played, me and Niall played a whole bunch of Rock Band 4 over the past few weeks. It's great. The online mode is coming to that in December, which more than a year after Rock Band 4 came out. It's a bit shy, and getting practice mode in June.
Yay!
I don't know. These things are kind of that should have been with the original game, but then again, they did do a survey of things people wanted, and they just gave them that in the game. I understand that these are core features that
Make your own game.
I know, yeah. These are core features that were in the old game, so it's kind of like what you do and just put that, like, what. Yeah. But, like, I see where they're coming from, but as a consumer, as someone who bought the fucking €300 band in a box thing, I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, to be fair, how long did, like, even if they're like, oh, we gave the users what they want, why does it take you a year to put in a practice mode?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Like, fair enough, you're like, online and all the difficulty coding.
Can I say practice mode has been in these games since Guitar Hero 2.
Yeah.
So, like, 2006.
Yeah. That is pretty shitty.
Like, it's babby mode. It's learn the game mode. Why are we getting it a year later?
It's far from it, actually.
I'd like to clarify, it's not actually a year, but at the same time,
it's too fucking long.
What are you doing? Practice mode. It should have been in the game the whole time. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I use practice mode for, by the way, Owen.
Hard solos.
Yeah.
Practicing hard solos.
If there's like a solo, and I'm like, okay, how the fuck do I do this? You can take it into practice mode, slow it down, build it up, and then just learn the solo.
Yeah, you can slow down to fit like half speed, and then you can like practice it and be like, oh, that's how I play it. And then
this is the pattern.
And then when you go into the game next time, you can be like, oh shit, no, I hit that bit. Oh, fucking, how'd you do that? And you go, oh, I'm just great. And then
I've watched you play these games, and you use all fucking like 5 buttons that's in it. So you're definitely not human. You must be fucking
3 limbs.
We spent.
You can't say that, Owen.
Wait, did he just say what I think?
Yeah, he said it.
Owen, no.
For fuck's sake, Owen. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we spent our whole teenage years playing those games.
Yeah. Could have learned an instrument.
I didn't. Because I can only use 3 buttons.
Could have learned an instrument at that time, but you know what?
Could have gotten a girlfriend.
You know what?
Nah. Rock band.
Nah, man.
DLC money.
Discovering music was pretty sweet.
That was pretty sweet.
Discovering yourself in your spare time was better.
Pearl Jam, man. Right. Other things I played. Hopefully they'll fix it, and hopefully it'll be grand. I mean, it is a shite they had to wait.
It's going to be a kick in the face.
It's shite they had to wait a year to get the game you wanted.
So when they originally released the game, they were like, okay, you'll be able to use all the songs you got from the previous generation.
I think we might have talked about Sorry, but anyway.
Probably, but
I don't remember this coming up.
So you don't remember anything on the exports from Rock Band 1.
Yes.
Still haven't showed up for Europe on PS4.
But they're in Australia.
They're in every other region on every other
even
console.
if you paid for them, like.
Yeah. No, sorry. Just you can't pay for them. They're not even an option.
No, but like if you've already bought them on Rock Band 1, say, like, will you be able to download them?
Well, it's not a case of that you've bought them, but it's just a case of like if you owned the game before.
Yeah. You can't.
It's not even on the store.
It's not yet. It's
ludicrous. Yeah.
However, they have said that that's a problem with Sony's Europe service.
It's their product.
That's true.
Exactly.
At some point, you have to say, enough is enough.
Yeah.
You've been saying this for fucking months.
That's true.
Get it together.
That's like, my friend smokes though, so I have to keep smoking. No.
But it's like, there should be a case of they should contact Sony and be like, here, look, can we work with this?
Sort it out.
Yeah, like, it's our product. We're like, we have given you
probably
the
hemorrhaging
to do what we want.
Shitty press.
It's not Sony.
You hear that, Harmonix? Shitty press.
Shitty press. You hear me, Harmonix? Also, where the fucking... I 5-starred every song in that game, and I got 30 gold stars, and I didn't get my trophies for either of those 2 things. Fucking both glitch trophies. Fix your game, Harmonix.
Also, Justin Bieber DLC. The fuck is that?
Hey, I bought that, actually. It's
to be honest, sorry. Not a bad song.
Sorry, it's not a bad song. Bieber's pretty nice.
I'm saying this as a guy who listens to metal in his spare time.
Yeah.
And that was the last episode they ever made.
Hey, man. You can like his music. You don't have to like the guy, but you can like his music.
I don't have to like shit.
Like Michael Jackson, he did bad things, but hey, he has a song bad.
He made a theme park.
I'm bad. I'm really... whatever.
If you have to make a song about how bad you are, you're not that fucking bad.
I bought the Mega Man Legacy Collection because it was €15, but it was on sale for 10. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to get that.
Even 15 quid, I think it's good value. I mean, it's games.
That's true.
But 9 games?
No, 6 games. Mega Man 1 to Mega Man 6.
Oh, okay. And the challenge of those things will keep you playing.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I played, I played a bit of it. I didn't play everything. I played a bit of 1 and a bit of 2. They're really fun, rock hard games. They're the exact same as they were. Like they're a bit like nice shiny upscale. Like it's all like it was on a NES. But
it'll look good on your TV.
Yeah, basically it will look good on your TV. There's some extra modes in it. I didn't play them. There's some challenge modes or something. I don't know exactly what they're, but like it's cool that they have. It's not just here's 6 games.
Here's the games we made before.
There is some added features and some extra stuff. So like it's cool that there's further incentive or further extra playability. It's not just the core games. Like
actually, Colin, I have a side bit of news. Seeing as you just mentioned NES, I have some very interesting news. I was going to wait until we were doing news of the month. But,
is it the NX?
Huh?
Is it the NX?
No, not the NX.
We'll talk about that later then.
It is related to NES.
Is it my number 9?
No.
Oh.
That's coming out. Patience.
Sorry.
The NES... I don't know. It's a third party company has made a little USB drive style thing that allows wireless NES controllers, which is not a big deal, but it's kind of cool.
Oh, right.
So you can if your TV's a mile away, you can kind of sit back and you can play your NES, and you don't need to worry about the game your eyes.
That's actually cool.
It's a small deal, but it's I think it's quite cool
that's
that
really
they're still
cool.
kind of like, hey, 2016, we're still like coming up with new shit for the vintage.
I love shit like that.
Yeah, because I knew you get with the time.
I don't have a NES. I have a SNES, and
but I would love for anyone.
That could set a precedent. That could make things. I love when they do that, especially when they make repros of old games. Like people make a game now for the NES. I love shit like that. Battle Kid and Battle Kid 2 as well. I love shit like that. You're like that.
Battle Kid 2, the battling.
I love shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you didn't have to do that, but you do. Yeah. Like, it's so cool. Also, Battle Kid's fucking rock hard as shit. What else I played? Oh yeah, I played Final Fantasy VII, the port on PS4. I've continued my trophy hunting, fighting weapons. That's cool. Awesome. Haven't done. I know, but I'm continuing the trophy hunting.
I'm still playing it.
Yet to finish it, we'll have.
Ruby Weapon earlier.
We beat Ruby Weapon. That was good shit.
Tough shit.
That was tough shit.
I already have my plan.
Not when you have Knights of the Round in mind.
Yep.
You just
get W or something.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Gimmicky as balls.
Playing games from 1997.
Oh boy!
Oh yeah!
Speaking of playing games from 2000, Final Fantasy 9 came out on Steam.
Oh my god!
That thing we talked about that one time.
That thing we're named after.
Our all favorite game.
Our all favorite game.
Shut the fuck up. Our favorite game of all time came out on Steam, and
oh my god, it's our favorite game of all time too.
I bought it.
Did you?
And then I stopped playing it after like 5 minutes because I was annoyed.
Here comes Colin nitpicking.
I am, right. It's total nostalgia glasses, whatever, or whatever fuck, right?
This doesn't even come into nostalgia glasses.
Game starts. Vivi runs down a road or path, whatever. He falls over, drops his ticket. Cute little Baba girl comes up to her, swaying her arms, being all cutesy Baba, and she she goes, "You all right? You here? You dropped your ticket."
With W's for cutesiness.
Yeah.
The line they changed it to is
because of the risp.
And in the game in the Steam port, she says, "You all right? Here, you dropped your ticket."
So it ruins the game. All the boss fights are easier.
0 out of 10.
No.
It has boosters. What the fuck are they doing?
It have boosters.
It does it.
Lads.
I just don't.
That was announced before the game even came out. Yeah, right. Hey,
move on.
Look, right. I just want to say this, right? This colloquialism or lisp or whatever you want to call it.
He has a problem with the text thing,
right?
not the boosters.
Right. It annoyed me so much because it might be petty or nostalgic, because whatever. Fuck.
Yes,
right.
it is.
I know, right?
Petty. You're
Shut
correct
up,
on that one.
shut up. It's just such an unnecessary change. And if they weren't able to change that, what else they change?
Colin,
also, no way.
You get so mad about it is unnecessary.
No. To be fair,
3 letters.
Colin never gets mad about anything. Give him this.
The thing,
It's a W
no,
they took.
no, let me go. Right,
You wank at me.
Wait, right. 2 seconds later,
Gesticulating madly.
Like 2 minutes later in the game, right. You meet Puck, and he's like, "Follow me into the steeple." If you run past the steeple, there's an old man.
He goes, "What are you doing? I'm going to drop my pants."
There's an old man standing by a lake.
Oh no!
There's an old man standing by a lake, and if you talk to him, every S he has a H after it. He goes, "Hey, Sonny, this shit." And I'm like, "Where's his fucking fixing of?"
Let me ask you something. Seeing as this is out on Steam now, right, and people are offended by everything nowadays, do you not think there's someone out there that's going to find her little, "Oh, it's so cutesy lisp thing," because she's a girl, offensive? Or the old man with the, "Oh, Shani" thing and the southern kind of accent speak, offensive?
Yeah, but
do you not think Square's...
Shani's left in there.
Do you not yeah, right, okay, fine, that's in there, because that's also kind of an old thing, but do you not, like, Square is covering its ass.
Maybe.
That's all it is.
I don't know. I just didn't like it.
Of course you didn't like it.
I just wanted...
Colin hates change.
It's ingrained in my memory.
He's a millennial. Of course he hates change.
It's like,
you?
it's like if they brought out a new Harry Potter book and changed the first fucking line of the fucking book.
Get a Sharpie and write a W on your screen. Now, Colin's just advocating. He's going to be on Twitter on a tirade.
No.
Don't buy Final Fantasy 9.
I'll play it.
Shit game.
I will
0
play
out of
it,
10.
right?
I'm waiting for it to come to PS4.
I will play it, and if it comes to PS4, you know, I probably will get it. They'll fucking have me buying it 3 fucking times, right?
Support the games you like. Pay with your wallet.
Square already got...
Vote with your wallet, rather.
Square
You
already...
pay with your wallet anyway.
I already got my goddamn money, right? But fucking... It just... Gosh dang it. It annoyed me, man. You don't go rewriting history, that's all.
Well, I'll tell you what, right? Why don't you whack out your old PS2 and have it, buy a second TV and sit side by side, and for that scene, look away from it.
I did. That's exactly what I did. I did. I remember. I started up the game.
Just about to finish that one, or you could crawl your head out of your ass. Apparently, that's not going to happen.
I actually did set up the game, the old PS2, and I booted up the game, and I took a video being like, all right, what the fuck?
You have a serious problem.
They changed a letter. How come?
Well,
You agreed with me this at one point,
They
Niall.
changed 3 letters, the same letter 3 times.
Niall agreed with me this
okay.
for like 2 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, well, not fault with me about it.
I think it's dumb that they did change it, but whatever. It's
not a big deal.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Okay.
Like, I don't think they should have done it, but they did it. It doesn't make the game any worse.
It doesn't make, like, it's
The boosters are what makes the game worse.
Exactly! God damn it, exactly! Fuck the boosters! People come into this game and
Peak audio.
They need to experience the game properly. They need to experience it properly without the option, don't you fucking look at me like
properly,
that.
with the word all right, drops your ticket.
Don't you throw your shit in mine.
Yeah, where's my card game at?
Look, Tetwa Master.
You need to be able to play the game without the temptation of turning on the boosters and then turn on your friends going, "Oh, hey." There should be like a void trophy if you use the boosters.
Tantalus Podcast, where we get really overpassionate about Final Fantasy IX.
No! You have to play the game properly!
Dark Souls and the Missing W. Sounds like a fucking Nancy Drew book.
It really does.
Dark Souls and the Missing W.
Quick, Colin, copyright that.
Tantalus Podcast is sponsored by Tomb Raider 2. Unlock the power of the dagger. In ancient times, there was a powerful emperor who wielded a dagger of great power, a dagger capable of turning its bearer into a dragon. The weapon became legend, and legend, myth. The monks protect its secret. Many chase after the mythical object, but one woman knows of it. Her name, Lara Croft. Play the hit... I can't see the year on that at all. Play the hit game.
You could just search it out when it came out, too.
The game that Games Master said was an absolute beauty of a game. So go out and buy Tomb Raider 2, the hit 1997 game.
Fuck.
It's a game for you. It's a game for raiding tombs. Lara Croft, raiding tombs. Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Hup. Lara Croft, raiding tombs, doing things and doing this. Lara Croft,
Buy it today.
Major fan of ska. You know, Real Big Fish and the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and no other ska band. Because there is.
I'm sure there's other ska bands.
No, it's only those two. Those are the only two.
Hang on, let me just Google ska bands right now.
Oh, the Specials. The Specials were, I suppose the Specials were a ska band. No doubt. No doubt's not. No doubt's not ska.
Streetlight Manifesto. They're pretty decent.
Oh, yeah. No doubt's not ska. It labels a No Doubt song here as ska. But I don't think it's ska.
I like how there's a band called Rude King.
I don't know. I liked it better when we were talking about Tomb Raider.
There's a ska band called I Voted for Kodos.
Bow.
So, Owen, what the hell else have you been playing?
I have two other big kind of titles. They're not new releases. Like, you know, I know like Dark Souls is like the big new one and stuff. Like, these came out quite a while ago, but like they went on sale. So I was like, you know what? I could pay €50 for these two titles, even though they're just kind of pretty much digital remakes from a Vita and PS3 game. Or I could pay 20 quid for them. But the first one I picked up, actually, because there's spring sales going on, there's pretty massive reductions going on in the PS4 sale, like, store right now for a lot of digital titles and titles that, like, wouldn't be that big. Like, they're not really selling that well, but they're quite good games, quite lengthy games. Like Digimon Cyber Sleuth I picked up, and I was just there go, like, this looks interesting to me, but at the same time, like, if anybody comes over and they're like, man, are you playing Digimon? You're 23 freaking years old. What's wrong with you?
There's a champion.
And you gotta catch them all.
What did you say? Digimon Cyber Sleuth is a great game. It's got really, really deep story. Even, like, for one of those, like, it's a great catch-a-mons game. Like,
that might sound like I was using a bong there. I was just taking a really long sip of a Coke.
Ripping a long one.
No, I wasn't.
There's a great story to the game, which is odd because it's one of those games where, like, you know, like Pokemon and stuff, it's pretty much just kind of about, like, hey, there's 250 little critters in this. You can get all of them. Why don't you try? Like, the story is usually kind of the background thing of, like, oh, hey, this is also going on, but, you know, but look at all these things. Like,
that's how Ubisoft makes all their games.
Yeah, pretty much. But Cyber Sleuth is pretty kind of, it's intertwined the two quite well, where, like, it's not so much like, oh, you can get better ones when you get to the end of the game. It's, you can grind out and get pretty much all the Digimon, like all 250 that are available to you in the first 5 minutes of the game if you want. Now, it'll cost you about 12 hours to do that straight, but you can do it if you want. But that's no fun, because it's a leveling system as well as an evolution kind of, like, you know, it's got branch paths of, I can have one Digimon, I can have like a little red squidgy blob, and he can turn into 3 things. And one of those 3 things could turn into 4 things, then that thing could turn into 5 things. But if I go back to the very beginning, to the red squidgy blob, and I can pick the second path, and I have another 3, I have another 4, I have another 5 down along those paths, and each path branches into a path. Now, they connect together. Like, you can pick a starter, same as any kind of, like, Pokemon or Digimon game. You can pick a starting monster thing, and it's of 3. So you're kind of sitting there for a while, and you're like, oh, which one will I get? But when you pick one and you get, like, into the Digi Lab and stuff, you can dip into these paths. You can basically go back and get any of those starters anyway. So, like, in a way, it really doesn't matter. There's no, like, story implication, or, like, they're not better than the regular ones you'll branch into. They're the same guy, so it's kind of just the guy you'll want for the first 5 minutes, like, for the very first battle, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
The story is pretty lengthy. Like, there's 20 missions to do, but it's got, like, a lot of side cases. Like, the point of the story is basically you're a detective or an investigator in the digital world, where there's, like, this company made, like, basically a cyberspace called Eden, where you make an avatar that looks like you, or looks like whoever, but you look humanoid. You can kind of wander around, like that episode of Futurama, where, like, the people are the avatars. Yeah. You can roam through, and there are data programs that have taken shape, and they are Digimon, and they're used by hackers. And, like, that's the kind of whole premise of the game, is you become a hacker, you have these programs, and you make your own programs, and evolve your own programs, the same way you would if you were trying to hack someone, or, like, you know, if you were a hacker, you would create your own programs and files and stuff, and you would evolve them with the way the times change. The Digimon essentially do the same thing, so you use them in whatever way you feel like, to be a bad guy, to be the good guy, you know, to kind of be in between and just do your own thing. You can just do battles, you can do Coliseum. There's online gameplay fights where you can actually battle other players around the world, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
There is, like I said, 250 of them. you don't have to literally walk every single one of them through and, like, you know, battle 80 times to get him up to level 15 to get to fucking the next branch and then get to level 30 with him. Like, you can pretty much sit him on the back roster, turn on a training mode for whatever time you feel like, and walk away from your TV and they'll gain levels. It's not a grind fest like you think it would be with these kind of games.
Yeah.
But it's also not just about that. Like, the story is actually really, really good. It's not crazy long. Like, you'll get, if you sat through it continuously, you get about 4 or 5 days out of it.
Yeah.
But if you spread it out, like, it's quite good. And then you have, like, beyond the new game, there's New Game Plus and stuff. There's a New Game Plus up to, I think, 4 or 5. And there's DLC, but it's so far there's no paid DLC. It's all free DLC. They added new missions and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Which is quite nice. And they have case files where you can take up kind of like side missions and things. And you interact with the world in that way where, like, you can send your Digimon programs out to look for people in need that need help with cases and pick up these random cases. And you can, like, it's set in, I think, Shibuya in Japan. So you can kind of wander around Shibuya and you can just roam around and just talk to people. In, like, the stuff is all, anything that's there in the real world is actually there in the game. And you can't enter it all, but you can interact with a lot of stuff. You can talk to a lot of people. The game is, like, it's not just, oh, hey, you're in the digital world. Roam around and, like, it's Digimon. It's the real world as well. It's Digimon aren't really real things. They're actually just programs in this cyberspace kind of, like, VR system.
Isn't that how it was originally?
Yeah, it's like the original pitch. It's actually in the internet. Yeah. They really are just data. It's not like Pokemon where it's, oh, they're a real thing. Oh my god, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. Like, it's a whole alternate dimension. No, it's really just data and your people that can access it, and they just happen to be there and take shape. And someone's trying to mess with the digital world, so you have these data programs. You can do something about it. So that's your job. So you can either do it or you can kind of just go off and do your own thing. It doesn't keep you and pin you in one area to do one specific thing. It's not on rails at all. Now, in saying that, it's a good game. It looks beautiful. The camera controls threw me off crazy. It's really, like, it's pinned to your back. You can't swing your camera at all. It's a lot of, like,
Hearts 1 style.
Yeah, it's a lot of windy hallways and stuff. So you're going down. If you're coming back the way you came at all, you're just running towards the camera. You can't see anything that's coming towards you. So it's kind of annoying, like. And it is random encounters, which can get annoying, but also there's a nice variety. It's not just, here's this area, this is the one Digimon that's in it. It's like there can be 3 or 4. You can have rare encounters in the area. As you progress the story, more of certain types will turn up in certain areas depending on how you play. So you might have scanned them all already, but it changes the whole kind of way you battle, because everyone has types, everyone has attributes. Not every, like, your 3 Digimon you bring into a fight, or 4 or 5 Digimon you bring into a fight, aren't always going to beat everything. You're going to have to swap them in and out because they're different types, because they're different attributes. Just because you have, like, a fucking level 99 ultimate Digimon doesn't mean it's going to beat that rookie, because you could do 1 damage because the elemental attributes just don't work. You know what I mean? They're not weak to you. They could be quite strong to the ones you have, so you could just get screwed.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's got a lot of depth to it. It's got a lot of gameplay. The only other thing I played now this month was The Witch in the Hundred Night, and I was really, really excited for this to come out on PS4.
I don't know why.
It's like
The Witch in the Hundred Night.
So, you showed us the trailer for this the other day.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, the trailer for The Witch in the Hundred Night on the PlayStation Store was literally like, it had gameplay like in the background, but like there was just some like anime girl in the way of that shouting a bunch of stuff, and I was like, this doesn't tell me anything of the game. Like, it might allude to the story, but like there's no real gameplay that I actually get a good glimpse of what it was like.
Yeah. Well, it's a top-down isometric.
You said it was like
it's like Diablo 2.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's one of those kind of games, but it's very cartoony and comedic, and it really, really doesn't take itself seriously. Yeah. It's a lot of fun to play. Like, I played like about the equivalent of 10 minutes into it. Like there's a lot of story that it's not really wall of text, but there's quite a bit of kind of back and forth talk and stuff between missions and stuff. But it does tell you in that way a lot about the world that's going on. You can skip through it; you don't have to listen to it. But it tells you a lot about the surrounding, the lore, and things. But the battle mechanic is great because it's not open world at all. Like it's an area that's kind of like a little pathway, and you've a bit of freedom in it. But like it's point A to point B. One is the in way, one is the out way. But again, you get a branching kind of thing of enemies where, like, as you progress the game, things will take place that will change the enemies that's in the area. you have, like, your attack mechanic is essentially you equip 5 different weapons. You can equip, like, a sword 5 times if you want and just attack with a sword, but your combos will change depending on what you have equipped, where you've equipped it, how strong it is, what kind of a sword, say, it is.
Yeah.
It all changes the dynamic of the battle system. Like, and then you have bosses and stuff that lead into the story, and you don't, like, you never have to fight anyone exactly, because in any kind of the story, almost cutscene parts, you have a choice of how you react to what anyone says. You've up to 4 choices in where I'm at right now.
Okay.
It looks like there's room for more, but you can like question anything. You're a knight basically that got summoned by a witch that you're supposed to do completely what she says.
Yeah.
But you can decline to do what she says. You can accept it completely. You
Stanley
can question.
rules.
You can ask why. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of kind of stuff. It's not just do what you're told.
Yeah.
And get to the end of the game. There's a lot to it. Like, there's a load to it.
Lots of choice, basically.
But it was a great PS3 game. Like, came out now, it had serious bugs in the PS3 where you would get booted to the menu and you would lose all the save data if you didn't save constantly, which is really irritating because you can only save at the hub.
Oh, like, you can't just save anything.
No, it's like it's go to the hub, and if you go to the hub in the middle of a mission, you avoid everything, and you don't know when you're going to get booted because you don't know when the game's going to crash.
Of course, yeah.
It's not as easy as just continuous saving.
Yeah.
But, the only other problem I have with it is if you didn't know anything about it, if you've never played it before, it's really, really hard to get into. Like, it's fun and it draws you in, and like the language is foul in it, which I find hilarious. I love it. But it's got mechanics that are very JRPG. Like, they kind of figure out, I don't know.
They have a lot of depth to them.
Yeah, they think that, it seems that they think that you should know already what to do.
Yeah.
There's stuff, like, they kind of just throw buzzwords at you, and you're like, yeah, but what the hell is that? Like, what do I do with this stuff? And, like, I'm sure they'll probably explain it way down the line, but, like, if I'm handed 50 anima, which is this thing that you pick up that's like a soul of something, I have, like, 120 of them now. I have no idea what they do. And there's a menu for it where it's like, heal your karma, revive all residents, or change for, I think it's chakra or something. Yeah. No idea what any of that means. Haven't a clue.
Something that could have benefited like a manual.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if I'd been given a little game manual that explains all this crap, like, sure, I could Google it, but I mean, why do I have to?
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, other than that, it's really good. It's funny. It's really, really funny, and the gameplay is fun. Like, the battle system's fun because it's not just hammer square constantly. Yeah. There's a lot of different types of enemies in the area. They all have different effects. Like, if you kill something giant in the area, some stuff can flee from you. Some stuff will attack you if you attack their kind. There's some stuff that's not hostile at all, and if you attack them, all that type of thing will come at you and stuff. Like, there's a crazy amount of stuff where if you just run through it like a hack and slash adventure, you're probably going to get fucked up pretty bad. Yeah. And you're going to get bored easy. But if you give it a chance and you get into the gameplay of it the way it's meant to be played, it's very, very fun. And it's on sale for like 15 quid. There you go. So it's a great price for the amount of gameplay that's in it. It's great.
Shall we move on to the news?
Yeah, news.
Okay.
The news.
We have the World of Warcraft discussion.
Yeah, the Nostalrius server. Niall actually now plays WoW, so now is a better
I used to play WoW.
Well, yeah, but I don't play WoW at all, so now is a better idea.
World of Warcraft is currently on its 6th, I think, expansion.
Yeah, the Burning Crusade.
That was the 2nd.
Oh, alright.
Warlords of Draenor.
That's the one!
So it went Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King.
Wait a minute, is it the Burning Crusade that's the enemy in this one?
Yes.
Yes! I watched the trailer, I heard.
Well, it's the enemy in Legion, and I suppose the second half of the raids in Warlords of Draenor. I'm getting off track.
Alrighty.
Okay, so it's on like their 6th or so expansion, and the game from when it came out in 2006 is very different. Yeah. And people miss that. So...
Yeah, obviously there's some people who don't like the way the game is now, kind of like the way it was. Yeah.
And this is where private servers come in.
Just for someone who's never played WoW, like, how different could it be? It's an MMO.
Okay, so in the original games, and I would say up until I'd say about halfway through Wrath of the Lich King, which was the 3rd expansion, up until that point, you would have had to go out in the world, interact with people, with some of the PvP aspects of the game. Yeah. You would have had to know where the entrances of dungeons were. Now,
it's like real community-based
stuff. Yeah. They're effectively now, you can sit in your garrison, which is like a base that you own that's instant, that's separated off from the actual community of the game. Okay. And you can Play the game entirely by waiting for automatic queues to put you into dungeons and raids and PvP.
Oh, that's dumb.
Oh, no, it is. Most people nowadays don't even know where the entrances to dungeons are.
That's not an MMO.
Oh, I know.
That's play it for you.
Yeah.
And that's also...
Why would you pay monthly for that?
It's also shutting you off from the community aspects of the game.
And
what's the point in the MMO? What's the point
no,
in the O?
No, I know, and people have complained hugely about this.
Well, no, because it's not even... Well, it's not even necessarily massively multiplayer, is it?
Well, it is, yeah. You just shouldn't really be online.
Well, anyway, so
sort of multiplayer online.
People don't like where the game is at the moment, and this is reflected in the subscriber numbers. At the start of the current expansion, they went up to about 10 million. Their peak was 12 during Wrath of the Lich King.
Sounds like about 5 million wrote a letter to Blizzard saying, I like MMOs, but I don't really like people, so I'm a bit of an agoraphobe.
Yeah.
Can I play your game that way? And Blizzard went, yeah, fuck it, go on.
Yeah. So it's gone from 10 million at the start all the way down to 5 million in about less than a year.
Oh, God.
That's the 5 million that wrote the letter. That's what I just said.
Yeah. And at that point they said, okay, we're going to stop releasing subscriber numbers because it looks bad for us, basically.
Yeah.
Or you could just fix your game.
Well, yeah, sure. But,
oh, yeah, they could. They could, but...
Having said that, despite the fact that they're all the way down to about 5 million, and I would say by the end of this expansion they're probably going to be down to about 3.
Oh,
because it's not getting any better, and there's not going to be any new content until the next expansion comes out, which I have a date for written down somewhere. No, I don't. It's out later this year.
Warlords of somewhere else.
Yeah. Legion is coming out in September, I think.
Okay.
Or August, whatever.
Later this year,
Yeah.
anyway. Like, as in, like, to the later half of the year.
Yeah. So basically, people aren't happy with the state the game is in right now.
I imagine.
Yeah.
Naturally enough.
Personally, I'm not. I'm not subscribed to it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I played the Warlords of Draenor expansion. I did leveling. The leveling is fine. And then I got to max level and was like, there's nothing for me to do.
Yeah, like
there's no reason for me to go out.
I like a bit of MMO, but I like a bit of MMO where, like, a lot of it is, like, if you're going to do raids and shit like that, which is a big part of MMOs,
Absolutely.
you need peeps. You need to run around and be like, hey, you're killing boars in this area? I'm killing boars in this area. You want to party up and kill boars together?
Like, some of my best moments, like my favourite moments in gaming, was when we beat the last boss of Wrath of the Lich King.
Was it the Lich King?
It was the Lich King.
Oh,
Nailed it.
And
Owen's really good at this, you guys.
Yeah.
Really good at WoW.
And, like, I remember... when we were like trying to get more people to recruit to our guild, like I was kind of in charge of that. I remember saying, I don't give a shit like what sort of equipment they have, as long as they're cool people. I don't care.
As long as they're sound, not dickheads.
Yeah, like we can give them as much gear as we fucking want, as long as they want to be friends.
Yeah,
like that's the important part. And
you want to be pals.
And nowadays, there's no real incentive for that.
Yeah.
Which is so sad.
Yeah.
That's what MMOs are built for.
I know.
Final Fantasy 14. It's huge.
Yeah.
Like
Bamaluga.
But I mean, you have to pay on a PS4 to play that, which is a bit like even.
It's an MMO.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with the fact you should pay for it. It's a bit awkward, the payment system. That's why I don't play anymore. But I love it. It looks beautiful. But it's huge is the main thing, and there's so many people playing it. But you have to go out and find people, because like you can play that game solo, you'll get your ass handed to you 80 times over. Like if you try and do anything, because there's a lot of stuff in the story part of it where it's like, oh, you got to do a raid. Like it's a mandatory thing where it's like you have to do this dungeon. You can bring up to 4 people. You can do it on your own if you want, but you can bring up to 4 people to do this mandatory thing. It's kind of like a thing where they're telling you,
yeah, you need friends in this.
Bring 4 people.
Yeah.
It's not even just friends. It's like you can go on like the chat room on it and be like, oh, people. There's a thing where it's like worldwide chat. You can do like party chat, but there's like I think local chat as well, where it's people within like your country or your region. So like it'd probably be Europe for us.
Yeah.
But you can talk to them there, but like, oh hey, I'm at like such a place. I'm trying to do this raid. Can
someone help you?
And you'll get like 60 pings. You're like, oh man, I could do that. That was fun. Oh blah blah. And you'll get like a bunch of ads and invites. You get freaking invites to guilds. Man, I wrote up a thing in that doing like a quest for Ifrit, which is I think like the 5th mission in the actual game. Once you get past like the first area, it's the first proper mission and it's a raid thing. I got like I think 15 friends and like 3 guild ads.
Yeah. And
they were like, oh man, be in our guild. Like we love doing that. And I was like, I don't know any of you people. I wrote like a 3-word fucking text in this. Like I can't imagine going on an MMO and paying monthly for it and sitting there going, Well, I guess I'll just drink coffee until someone hands me my quest.
At this point, the people who are playing are mainly playing because their friends are playing, and they don't want to, they want to play games with their friends. But at this point, it's really hard to find friends as well. I find
games you would be spending your money.
Oh yeah, sure, but how many expansions in World of Warcraft is just part of their daily thing.
I get that, but I mean, if there's 5,000 people that are playing it, if 3,000 are unhappy. As silly as it sounds, write a letter. Let them know.
Anyway.
Because they've already lost half their thing. Like, if you, silly as it sounds, rise up and tell them you're going to lose the other, 3,000 out of 5,000 that you have if you don't fix this shit now.
Yeah.
How many people can be sitting there going, I like the Garrison thing. I like sitting on my ass doing piss all for someone to play my game for me.
Because the Garrison thing, by the way, it's basically a phone game.
Yeah.
It's not...
why?
Enjoyable.
Yeah, so, there's got to be, it has to be majority rules with people that don't like this. Why not just tell them?
I think why they're so hell-bent on having garrisons in the game is because there's no other option to do that, so they see it as people are doing our garrisons, therefore people enjoy doing our garrisons,
Yeah, if I was Blizzard now, I'd be shitting my pants over losing the other 5,000.
But having said that,
whatever.
Warlords of Draenor has been their most profitable expansion ever.
Because it's new.
No, it's because of microtransactions, basically.
Oh, God.
I know.
You're
anyway,
just losing me on this at all.
Basically, people are currently unhappy with the way that the game is at right now. So there's always been private servers, and by private I mean private legacy servers, meaning servers that are from previous expansions in the game.
Okay.
So Nostalrius, which is a private server of just World of Warcraft, no expansions.
The original game.
These would be these different servers. They're private, in the way that they're not the game that's updated right now. They would be 2 expansions back, 1 expansion back in the way the game was built then.
Yeah, it's the game from 2006.
So this would have no garrisons. It would be exactly as it was in that time frame. So so it's still frame in time.
No flight, leveling as hard, that sort of stuff.
That sounds very cool.
Yeah, but the problem is Blizzard has now shut those down. Specifically Nostalrius, which was the biggest vanilla private server.
Yeah. Why would you hate the people that play your game?
Okay, let me say why.
Well, I just want to say one thing. It had 800,000 members and an active 150,000.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Okay. You do not need an active World of Warcraft subscription to play this game. To play Nostalrius, yeah. And as well as that, this isn't owned by Blizzard. They're using Blizzard's IP. Blizzard need to protect their IP, legally speaking, or else they could lose it. That's just how the law works.
Okay, that's fair.
They just straight up can't ignore it.
But in the same sense, could Blizzard have gone, hey, you guys can keep this server and play the way you want if you get a subscription?
Probably not, because then lawyers... It's a really big legal mess for that sort of stuff. The thing is, because you didn't need a subscription, a lot of people... I don't want to say everyone, but a non-zero amount would have been playing on Nostalrius because it's free.
It's free.
And they don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, okay, in a way that's a bit shitty of them because you are taking profits from people. There are people that work for that company, so it's a bit shitty. I get it, it's a nice thing to do for people that
might not like the game
that miss the nostalgia. But
Blizzard released a statement actually last night about this.
Okay. Exclusive.
The
heard it here first.
So the TLDR version, it's long enough, is that they've been discussing legacy servers internally for years now. And at the end of the day, they need to protect their own IP, and they would implement these servers if they could.
Yeah, why don't they?
Hi, may I just play a quick audio clip from a Q&A of a guy asking someone if they would implement legacy servers.
Have you ever thought about adding servers for previous expansions as they were then?
No. And by the way, you don't want to do that either. You think you do, but you don't.
Okay, so the guy who released the statement is that guy. The guy who said that.
Okay, who's that guy?
He's the second guy in charge of World of Warcraft, I believe. I don't have.
So he's not the boss man.
No, that's I think Mike Morhaime.
Okay, so right again, all these questions are coming from a guy who outside the WoW thing. How many shots would he actually call?
quite a few.
Right. Okay. So his word is pretty much law. There, he's being pretty factual when he says no, and you know what?
That was after the Burning Crusade.
Is this before or after they dropped 5 whatever million
this was
subscribers?
before. But I mean, it's like if you make a game and then add to it and add to it and add to it and make part of your subscription model that you have to have, at least up to this point.
Yeah.
Then at that point it becomes a really weird, murky, legal area.
I get the legality of it. The thing I don't get is why Blizzard wouldn't do polls, forums, and say, hey, do you guys like what's going on right now? Can we build on that? Or is there something that needs to change for the next expansion?
Well, look, like I said, they've said that they would if they could. They just straight up can't.
Not even like the server thing. Like,
Why can't they just improve the game to implement fan input?
Why not fan input? Why not keep what you have or get more instead of losing people?
I think the reason why the game is in the state is that it is now is because of the fan input. Because people have always been saying, make the game easier. Give me some sort of automated thing to do. No, I know. I see your face. I know it's stupid, but that's what people ask for.
Games.
Look, when you have a subscriber base of around 10 million, that's the shit you're gonna see. I know, this is from 3 core gamers I'm using.
Oh yeah, I know. I have something very severe to say when you're done with your WoW thing.
Yeah, all right. But
your silly little WoW thing.
The thing is, this is kind of a situation where they're trying to please everyone, and in the end, they're pleasing no one.
That's kind of like spinning plates.
Yeah, and obviously that's a bad idea, but that's how you play the game,
Or in this case, how you don't get to play the game.
It sucks that Nostalrius got shut down in such a big community, but
it sounded like a cool idea.
Definitely.
It sounded like a cool fan idea that they were trying to help people out,
but
at the same time, it's dickish.
At the end of the day, they were breaking the law.
Yeah, that's
breaking the law.
Blizzard has to do that.
Yeah. Tantalus does not approve what went on there, but it was a cool idea.
I approve of the community aspects, but not the legality aspects.
Do it legal.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it legal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there is no way to do it legally.
No, I mean, if you're going to do something like that, find out if it's legal. Do it legal, don't do it.
Yeah.
Drink alcohol, don't do heroin.
The problem I have, just on the topic of what you were talking about there, with the fan input, the problem I have with gamers nowadays, and this is coming from real, I miss the 90s. We're 3 of us are 90s babies.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yes, Colin. We all know your love of your waifu. We know games in the way games were built when games were real games.
Don't start.
No, look, I'm not picking on games nowadays. There's some decent games now that have come out with new IPs and stuff in the last 4 or 5 years. And that's new shit. And they're good IPs.
Keep a Strip, Dreamals.
Dark Souls 2001. Do you know what I mean? It's good shit. Mm-hmm. The issue I have is that it's not major games now where it's PS4 or PC and stuff, but when you used to go on something Armored Games, you find a game to play because you got nothing to do and you want to kill an hour.
Yeah,
you find a game.
That's my Binding of Isaac right now.
Yeah, but it's they were real games. They were real great games and stuff. A lot of what people want now, because this is really there's a bad taste in my mouth, but
are you actually incredibly condescending?
Not kind of.
You better say
a lot of games nowadays. A lot of gamers, even that would consider themselves gamers, it's
mobile gaming.
It's mobile gaming, and as much as we hate it, that's the way it's going.
I know.
True. Actually, I read a thing earlier that said apparently mobile gaming is currently more profitable than the games industry.
Well, more profitable.
That hurts me.
Than console and PC gaming.
More profitable, though. That means...
Doesn't mean
was it profitable? Or was it... I can't remember.
It doesn't mean it's better. It means more people are doing it.
No, not even better. It means that mobile games can be produced for real fucking cheap.
Yeah. How many pixels do you need to fit on a screen?
And also, everyone has a phone. Yeah. Not everyone has a PS4 or PC capable games.
My point with this...
It's only for the first time. Mobile gaming will make more money than traditional video games. If you're on your phone and stuff, you don't have a whole lot of time to sit there and play 40 hours. Square has the Chaos Ring series. I don't know if anyone's played that. It's kind of like Final Fantasy, but it's a full-length, in-depth RPG game. Okay.
In a Final Fantasy kind of theme. You don't really have time to sit there and play, you and me would play that. Colin, you'd play that. I mean, you'd spend 160 hours over a couple of weeks, couple of months, and play this game.
Yeah.
You're not going to download and go, hey, I can play this for 5 minutes on the bus. Because you're going to do one battle.
Yeah.
you're going to pick something, if anything, if you don't have a whole lot of time, do you like a bit of gaming?
You're going to play Angry Birds or whatever.
Yeah, but you're also going to play games that are play as yourself, or play it for you.
Yeah.
Idle games.
Yeah.
The games that continue on, you just have to leave it open. And you progress. You get how many gold coins or whatever for leaving the game open for so long, and then you can upgrade and build and do whatever. These idle games are the problem.
Yeah.
The games that you're not playing games if the game is playing itself.
Unfortunately,
games playing itself,
they
John.
make a shit ton of money, evidently.
Yeah, they do. And if they're enough
premium
people making
games.
them, you know what? You're selling. This is like the guy who invented toilet paper. Genius. Genius idea to patent shit like that. You're making a game that plays itself. People are paying you for it.
Game plays itself, John. Game plays itself, John.
Add in that
the goddamn walls.
if you're putting in the boosters on the Final Fantasy games, are pretty much play themselves.
Change the put back the W.
Colin, do you have anything to add about Nostalrius?
I like. Okay, granted, I mean it's already cleared up by the Blizzard statement. I mean, it said if they would implement their own servers, they would if they could.
Well, that's what they say.
I know, but if they launched it, whether it was pay to play or a once-off fee or whatever, I think those people, the people who were joined to the Stars, I think probably would if they could.
I think they would pay for it.
I think they would pay for it.
I could say
Blizzard would get months and the fans would get fun.
I can say for myself, if they released these servers of Wrath of the Lich King, I would be back like that.
You pay for a subscription.
Absolutely.
So
oh my god, we'd never see that again. Oh no.
They'd be still making their money.
No, I know, but no, it's a legal fucking mess. Unfortunately,
I'm sure.
There's a way to do it. It'd be effort. It'd be elbow grease. There's got to be a way to do it.
Sure, but
if Nostalrius could do it just without the fee,
if you need to, it's not a matter of code. It's a matter of bookkeeping, basically. You know.
Hey Blizzard, why don't you go rub a few elbows, huh?
Why don't you go rub a cactus off your ass?
Put the game on just do the legacy servers.
All right. So a Dark Souls board game was launched on Kickstarter, and it was
what?
Yeah. It's like a 1 to 4 player PvE type game.
Wait, there's no PvP?
No.
Or Covenant's Pro?
Yeah, probably.
Not playing it.
You can't get any Darkwood summons, dude.
Oh, Soul.
It's just like Dark Souls 3. It was funded in 3 minutes.
What was
150,000?
150?
How long?
3 minutes.
I love the Souls community, man.
Yeah, I know. It's just there was a short video of
Dark Souls potato salad.
Who made this?
I don't know. It's just some.
It's not from.
I think it's an official type thing.
So from endorsed it, but
yeah,
it's not.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, I saw a video of the fight with one of the bosses from Dark Souls 3.
Yeah,
and it looks pretty interesting. Some of the mechanics I'm not really sold on.
Is it like a D&D board game type?
Sort of, yeah.
Play that.
Yeah.
DNS.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a thing. This was announced a few weeks ago. It's a thing.
I didn't hear anything about this.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
this is really cool.
Owen's going to be getting this now.
I am getting this.
Kickstarters for board games are pretty solid bets, by the way.
Yeah. Did you see the Joking Hazard? Silent Happiness?
Oh, are they doing a board game?
Yeah, it's like a Cards Against Humanity, but it's it basically, the first person puts down a comic strip.
Oh,
and then you put down 2 other panels to complete the comic strip, and you have to think of the funniest thing, and then you pick the winner, and then blah blah blah. It's basically Cards Against Humanity, but it's like it's that kind of mentality. It's great. It's really fun.
Microsoft has stopped production on Xbox 360s after 10 years.
Sad, but not surprising.
Yeah, I mean, time to move on, basically.
It's dead.
Speaking of moving on, the Nintendo NX has been announced to launch globally March 2017.
Oh,
yes. No details on
literally nothing.
Isn't there a photo, though, of the actual
literally
console?
Nothing official.
Oh, really?
Yeah, nothing.
Oh, okay.
However, they were making this new Legend of Zelda game. This open, I think it was an open world. Whatever.
A new dungeon?
No, not that. That's Twilight Princess HD. They're working on a brand new Legend of Zelda title.
Why they make this game, you guys?
Fuck off, man.
Alright, they pushed it back to 2017, but it will release simultaneously on Wii U and this Nintendo NX.
That's cool. So you don't have to buy the new one, you can still
true.
play it.
Yeah, but it's also
Nintendo's always pretty good to their fans.
Yeah, they're pretty fair.
The Overwatch beta for free on the 5th to the 9th of May.
5th to the 9th of May. If you want to play Overwatch, go get it.
Yeah.
Play it. Do the tanks.
Good. It's
Do
like
the tanks.
Seems like a fun game. I would like to play it.
It's not
Blizzard,
even-
let me into the fucking beta, you pricks.
it's not even like the alpha version. It's like the proper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a proper almost finished product. So.
Lord.
It's supposed to be very, very good. It's supposed to be very fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait for the free weekend, or free
Beta.
4 days. So this is a bit of a personal note for me. So there was a Starcraft professional player, Life,
Okay.
who was charged with match fixing.
Match fixing.
Now, like, StarCraft was like a big part of my life back in like 2011. I would like watch it all day.
Run down for the dum-dums.
Professional. So this guy would
Match
like
fixing.
what? Oh, match fixing.
like in boxing, like he's gonna go down in the 5th.
Yeah, basically shit like that. Like he would just lose a game to some random dude, and then like so a lot of the current StarCraft 2 Korean scene is kept alive by really shady betting.
Right.
Which is really sad considering how it used to be.
Because obviously it's like a PvP type.
Yeah, and like it's not as successful as it used to be back in 2010, 2011.
Right.
Never
played a StarCraft.
yeah.
Looks very interesting, but never.
It's
RTSs are too
it's a lot
complicated
to do,
Yeah.
you know. So Life was one of the most famous players ever for StarCraft 2. Like he was probably the second best player of all time for the game.
Jesus.
Like he's been formally charged with this stuff now, and
Is this like? Obviously, like I know it's bad, it's taboo, and so is this breaking the law?
yeah, I'm pretty sure that is.
Yeah, I guess it would be.
Like they've been charged. He was picked up by police. Like
oh Christ!
yeah,
like I guess like it literally.
We're supposed to be like rigging bets.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah, exactly.
You're throwing the game.
like apparently this Life guy had serious gambling issues, and one of like when he was like at a tournament in Europe, one of the other Korean players said that he lost 20,000 euros in a night.
Holy Christ!
Yeah.
Also, it's euro now, not euros.
Sorry about that.
A similar match fixing thing happened in 2010. This is before StarCraft 2 came out with StarCraft Brood War, and this almost killed the game from a financial perspective.
Jesus Christ.
Like
How would fixed betting like?
so,
I guess-
sponsors wouldn't pay for any advertising.
Oh right.
Fuck
I suppose if you
Christ.
disperse the
And at
name.
and at that point, because sponsors are giving you money, your prize pools are lower. Your prize pools are lower, less people are watching, and then it's just a snowball effect from there.
Jesus Christ!
So the big guy who was caught in the 2010 thing, Savior, was also one of the best players at the time, and he's like just fucking vanished off the face of any official Brood War tournaments.
Killed him.
No, he's still in like amateur tournaments.
That's what they want.
Yeah. And apparently he's still really good, but you know it's just sad to see.
But he's just not allowed in future competitions. Like?
Yeah, he's been banned
Well,
from.
Would you be allowed in if you were rigging bets?
Yeah. Fuck
Like
yeah.
he's been banned for life from KESPA tournament, which is the governing body of StarCraft 2. Well, not StarCraft stuff in Korea.
For life.
Yeah,
Jesus
I'm pretty sure it's for life
Christ.
at
Hey,
least.
look, man, you fuck around.
No, I know that. I get it.
He
True.
nearly killed him. Like
Yeah, that's. I suppose it's. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're the one to literally decimate the entire
Yeah.
foundation, everything still on. Like,
yeah, so he's been banned from any KESPA things. He was at this other like Sonic event for one of them. And then people just hated him at it, so they didn't let him come back because it was just such a negative publicity stunt for them.
Wow, imagine.
Yeah,
he's way past uncool.
yeah. And it's just kind of sad that you know this shit has to happen. And that's just a bit of a personal note for me.
Yeah, no.
Finally, the PS4.5 is a thing.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, it has a no.
This motherfucking thing. Go on, Niall, go on, say what you're going to say.
No, that literally.
The PS4.5 is complete and utter fucking hot, on fire, in the sun, on a hot day, garbage.
So my note for this
Says
is
PS4.5 is a thing. Insert discussion.
I'll give you a fucking discussion. I'll tell you what, right? You make a PS4, it's a next gen, well, okay, current gen console, right? Fine. It's got 500 gigs, loads of space. Apparently it's not loads of space. Grand. Evidently, you make a terabyte one. Grand. Have no problem with that. You're doubling the space. Why not make 2 terabytes, but whatever. You make a terabyte one. Grand. It's not that soon before you, like, I mean, like, you know, you made the 500 gig one quite a while ago. It's grand. It runs quieter. It doesn't crash. It doesn't have fucking, like, my system is a piece of shit for crashing on me. Your guys' one runs fine. It runs nice and quiet.
Still has a rotary phone for its fucking store keyboard.
Lovely. It's great. You can use your phone, jackass. It's an app.
Whatever.
That doesn't make it better.
Yes, it does. Look, it runs fine. It runs nice. It's an improved version. The 4.5 has 4K graphics. That's it.
Okay, no, hang on. That's
Actually,
not it.
that's right. It's 1080p upscaled to 4K.
So it's not actually 4K.
Even worse.
That's worse.
Okay, hang on.
Peaking audio.
Okay, so the reason why console manufacturers do this is because when a console first comes out, they're selling it at a huge loss. Oh, don't make that motion at me. They're selling it at a huge loss, right? So
they wouldn't be selling it at a huge loss if they stopped doing dumb shit like making a 4.5.
Oh, for fuck's sake, like. So, you know, once the technology gets a bit cheaper, they'll revise how they do things. They'll, you know, make it a bit smaller, make the energy consumption a bit less, that sort of shit. And then they'll re-release it again at the same price. Well, fuck off. That's how it works. That's how it works.
It's garbage.
They did the exact same thing with PS3.
No, they didn't.
They did. You
didn't.
lying piece of shit.
They made. Listen,
Stop yelling, will you?
stop yelling, really. They made the PS3.
Okay. Hang on. Stop.
Here he comes now with his facts. Look at this.
So, PS4 came out in 2016.
Right,
lad.
lad.
Let me check.
Didn't know.
Sorry, wait. 2013. My bad. I said 2013.
No, you're fucked. No, you're fucked.
I was going to say the PS4 came out at the end of 2014. However, they did say that the PS4 or PS3 is the only console I need for 10 years. And fuck came out in 2006, and I got my PS3 last year. So might as well.
Anyway, PS4 came out in 2013.
Go on, make your point. I'll make sure.
It is now 3 years later. Let me just cycle back.
Oh, sorry, was it 2013?
2013 it came out.
Oh, sorry, I said 2014. Apologies.
Now, let me just rewind back to the PS3. Original PS3 came out in November 2006.
Yep.
The PS3 Slim model. 3 years later, 2009.
The Ultra Slim then.
The PS3 Super Slim model.
3 years later.
3 years later, 2012. This is how this shit works.
No.
This is how they lose less money.
No.
This is how corporations work. You dumb motherfucker. No.
Let me tell you why you're about to get shit on.
Get dunked on! Dun, 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 dun.
The original PS3 came out. Right, okay, there's 3 PS3s there in the space of 3 years. You're absolutely entirely right. Listen, love, sit down with yourself. You're fine.
No.
But your problem is the PS4 is the changes with the PS4 and the new consoles are essentially citing better software and hardware upgrades. It's going to be a way altogether better PS4.
But that's just marketing bullshit. It doesn't even matter as far as you're concerned.
Yeah,
as far as Sony is concerned, it is saving them money. That's all they care about.
Look, sticking with the point, PS3 original came out. It was great. It was a new console. It was nice. It was shiny. It played PS3 games. It
was fucking €600 way too expensive.
Look, and it was a tiny memory size. The Slim came out. Now, the real issue with the PS3 was like not so much at the memory size, because you could kind of work your way around it. You could plug in an external hard drive, and you couldn't play the games off, but you could save your.
Also, because memory just wasn't as.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't the.
You didn't need 70 gigs for a game.
You know, it wasn't like games weren't that big back then. But the point is, the main thing that it had a problem with, it was discs catching it. The PS3 had some kind of issue that seemed to come over time with all of it, because the discs were fed into it, like the PS4 is now. They got fed straight in. The discs used to get caught and made absolute bits of. Your discs and your internal hardware would get made shit of from this disc. It just seemed to happen after time with the PS3. Now, the PS3 Slim came out, it fixed that problem, sort of. But it was also lighter, it had a bigger gig capacity, it ran better, it looked a shit ton better on screen. It was a nicer model. It was a hardware wise, it was a better PS3. Now this had to happen in just such a short period of time, because the PS3 at this stage was kind of a crock of crap, and people were starting to kind of complain because their discs were getting made bits of. They had to send their PS3 back for repairs. Something had to be done. Now you couldn't just say, "Hey, send us all back your PS3s and we'll fix them all." We brought out a new model. It was slim. It was nice. It was better. It was actually better. Not too much better, but it was better. The problem still reigned with the disc catching. Super Slim came out. There was no more disc feed. Now it was a slide. Yeah, it was a slide over top. You could put the disc in. The disc could never get caught because you could just slide the top over. It also came in a range of colours. It was the same gig capacity. You could buy the small size. You could buy the big size. The price was different. Wireless controllers were still there. There wasn't anything new with it. It was essentially the Slim, but with a slide on top, and you could buy different colours. It wasn't really that big a deal, but it stopped the disc catching. Your discs weren't getting destroyed. You didn't have to buy new versions of game, like new discs of games, because yours was made bits of. You didn't have to send it back to Sony to like for €110 repairs minimum, because their hardware was catching your discs. Saving money, my ass.
No.
The PS4, the regular one is a heap of crap. They did the same thing as the PS3 to the Slim. Yeah. They made a better one. It runs better. It's bigger. The 4K is garbage.
No, it doesn't even matter about the 4K. Like I said, these improvements are not for you. These are for the people making the console.
What are you talking about? Of course they're for us. The discs are getting caught.
No.
This stuff doesn't run right.
How do you think corporations work, man?
The man pulling us down.
The way corporations work is they get you to give them money. And this way, they'll give you more money.
For improved hardware, Niall.
Yeah, and this is the idea. The idea is they spend less money on production costs, and they keep the price the same.
Look, I'm not saying they're a saint. I'm not saying they should bring out the PS4. Like, they're not bringing out the PS4 and it's perfect and then it's better. Sure, they're shoddy. Because they're like their first gen. I'm not defending them on the fact that the PS4, the one I have, compared to the one you guys have, is a crock of shit. But the PS4.5 doesn't stand in the same round as all the PS3s and the first two PS4s.
It probably does.
No, oh my god, no, it doesn't.
Okay. Stop. Shall we move on?
No,
because we will be here all night.
The 4.5, the 4K, whatever. It's garbage because it's literally just money grubbing.
Colin is... They're a corporation. Of course it's money grubbing.
Yes, of course it's money grubbing. But you made that point about everything else, and it's not. Everything else I was talking about had actual hardware improvements.
Colin is rubbing his temples. Can we please move on?
I hate it when mom and dad fight.
I'm telling you, the 4.5 is not worth your money. The VR system is coming out.
We're not going to get it.
I'm not saying I'm saying for everyone else.
I know. Well, we're not going to get it, so it's grand. But hey,
of course, they're not making the damn PS4.
Oh, shut up! You shut up. I'm going to shut up. We're going to move on.
Uncharted 4 had its success. Copies stolen in transit. That's a bit crazy.
Oh, how about that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, here's hoping we don't get spoiled.
4.5.
Sony are working with the police launching
4K.
Sony are working with the police launching a criminal investigation to find those responsible. And hey, I hope they get found. And here's hoping we don't get spoiled. But hey, the game comes out on May 5th anyway. So here's hoping we enjoy it. May 10th. I was thinking May 5th because
4 is like you were saying to me earlier on in the day that you think that it's probably a retailer issue with like Amazon or something.
No, I looked it up afterwards. Yeah, it was stolen.
The day that the point that you were making, just to throw that out there.
Oh, sorry. I thought retailers mixed it up with because it was April 20 something
to the day,
and then it got pushed back 2 weeks.
April 26th was the initial release date announced for Uncharted 4, so it was a bit strange that it was that exact day.
And I thought some retailers just got it wrong. I was like, here we go. It was
probably released early,
and they just
like that. Well, my counter argument to that was they would have been told in advance. There's no, like, even an automated system, there was enough time that would have been fixed. But it was, according to Twitter, now it's either, I'm not sure about, I don't know the dev team with that. It's either someone that worked on it or one of the devs or the guy who makes it, whatever, but tweeted essentially that there may be, now the word may was in the tweet, stolen copies of Uncharted 4 circulating. Please don't let the thieves spoil the game for everyone else.
Yeah.
Essentially, it was a warning, but the word may was in there. It wasn't that the games were definitely gone or whatever. Now, there's, that was last night. Yeah. So there's probably been updates on that. But circling around Twitter, I saw a couple of tweets from, like, game informers, but not from, like, dev teams or anything, that it was roughly 50 to 75 copies apparently reported stolen, which is roughly, if you think about it, about a box of games that would have been shipped to say at GameStop.
Well, a lot of those, I'd imagine that's probably.
Now this is
probably a lot easier to steal a whole box
or a game retailer.
This is speculation on my part, but from what I've seen with game stores like that, if they have like a back entrance that they get their shit dropped off on, they'll get the boxes left at the back door. Then the back door gets opened up, the stuff gets brought into the shop. How difficult would it be if you knew what box it was
or
to boost one of these boxes, put it in a van, drive off with it? You have 50 to 75 copies that you could sell because it's 2 weeks early. You could sell them for 70 $70 a pop. Somebody has Uncharted 4 early enough, if they want it bad enough, like the Dark Souls 3 thing. You'll go through the effort of going to the Japanese store and downloading the copy. Yeah. You'll buy it at a bit extra price.
Yeah.
But you see, now the issue I have with this is a lot of people are crybabying on Twitter being like, hey Sony, it's your job to defend us from spoilers. Why don't you release the game early so that we don't get spoiled? Now,
no, that's not how it works.
Yeah. Colin made a really good point to me earlier on when I was actually mentioning about Dark Souls 3 spoilers. The thing I was talking about, that's why I brought that up. Is
Did I? Oh, fuck, I made a good point.
The Dark Souls 3 thing, IGN Snapchat was basically spoiling
the fuck
because it was out 2 weeks early in Japan and then everyone got their hands on it. Doesn't mean everyone else wants to know about it.
Oh, I think everyone.
Now, I watch the IGN Snapchat because it's the game and news I get on Snapchat every morning. It's just something to do.
Oh, no.
It kills 5 minutes for me.
Oh, no.
It's a little bit of news.
Oh,
I don't take any of it seriously.
Stop it.
But they had one thing that was entitled
Every Boss in Dark Souls.
Every boss in Dark Souls 3. Now, Colin made a really good point where you don't have to click into it. You don't have to read the article. Now, in this instance, there was actually a slideshow playing in the panel before you swipe up and read the article. There was a panel showing every boss. So I got 3 bosses deep on it. I got spoiled for me. I swiped right. I'm gone from that shit. But it was all there. But he makes a fair point. You don't have to click on the video that has Uncharted 4 early release gameplay. Uncharted 4 every fucking...
I've been avoiding shit. Like, I've seen... videos pop up and it has the name of like a location that part of Uncharted 4 takes place in, and I'm like, well, I don't want to fucking know that. Now I know the game takes place here. Yeah, like I'd rather not know that. Like,
there's a lot of stuff where like people will tweet stuff if they're dickheads and be like, Nathan Drake gets fucking like a sex change at the end of Uncharted. Like, and you're like, crap, like I was scrolling through and I just saw it. No, but like, I just saw it and now it's screwed for me. But if it's like a YouTube video where it's like, the last boss in Uncharted, or like, I don't know, like, I don't really
I know what you mean, but like the ending of
the
Uncharted.
last area of Uncharted, the ending scene, you don't have to click that. So Sony don't owe you jack.
I mean, like, the thing is that people can easily slide in a spoiler into the
again, well, like, if you click it, it's your fault.
I get that,
Sony
but like,
don't owe you
even when
shit.
you're scrolling through Twitter, you can see like fucking, like, for example, Game of Thrones just started back. I watched the episode and then afterwards I was scrolling through Twitter and I literally had a still of the last scene, like the cliffhanger scene of the episode, and I was like, well, it's a good thing I had watched this before, like... Yeah,
true.
Do you know what I mean? Some things are just kind of spoilers without even any warning.
For a company like Sony...
You can't avoid that stuff sometimes.
But for a company that's like Sony that develop games and like that publish games or whatever the fuck, like...
Yeah.
They're not like...
Well, it's not their job to
no, but be realistic about it. They're not going to go, you know what, should release it early.
No.
Like, you're not going to go, like, fucking nuclear on it and go, release it there. Like, no. What if in the next 2 days there's a bug caught in it? Yeah. And it has to get pushed back 5 days? I'd rather... No, I'm not going to play it, but, like, I'd say you'd be the same. You'd rather it get pushed back 5 days and not have your game crash 5 days.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, exactly.
I just want my game at this point.
No, exactly. It was originally for March. It got pushed back 6 weeks, and I said, well, sure, I'd rather a polished game than, like, a rush game. Yeah. And then it got pushed back 2 weeks more, and I said, that's fine. I don't, like... You know
as long as it's done right.
Yeah.
Like, if you're that anxious for the game, like, is it really worth it?
Like, even if I got the game day one and something come up and I had to go do it, I'm like, well, I've already waited this long, I can wait even more.
If you're that anxious, would you not just wait till the day after and watch a playthrough? Instead, save yourself €70. Like, if you really want to play it, you'll wait for it to be finished.
Yeah.
Like, fair enough, hype train, you're like, yeah. I wouldn't, like... buy a boosted copy of Dark Souls 3 just to play it early when you know it doesn't have the day one patch. Yeah. It's not ready yet.
That's kind of sad in games, though.
Yeah.
The day one patches are a thing.
It is.
It's a necessary.
I know, but
it's also
like,
it is not. It's sad, but it's a necessary.
It makes
so long as they're not 15 gigs. Bloodborne, looking at you, motherfucker. John Romero is reportedly working on a dark new FPS called Black Room, which means he's going back to his roots, which is fantastic.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very.
Is he going to make me his bitch again?
Probably. I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of because guy makes good shit, you know.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out about this. freaking the fuck out about this.
Am I going to have to yell at you again?
Probably. Supergiant Games are releasing a game called Pyre.
Oh, right, no.
These are the makers of
Pyre the
Bastion
Pyre.
and
Transistor.
of Transistor, and I am fucking excited for this. I mean, I've seen stills of it, it looks amazing. It looks like a mashup of the two games. It looks so good. I love Supergiant Games. I love Bastion. I fucking love Transistor. The soundtracks, they make such good games. It's like, it has that like, oh, it's an indie game, but then it's like, holy crap, this is the best thing I have in my library. They make such good games. I'm so excited for this game. It looks fantastic. There's not that much known about it. There's no release date or anything yet, but it looks so good. Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Sad news. Back to the darkness.
Delayed.
It got delayed until June.
Yeah.
So that's the third pushback so far.
Yeah. I mean, out of, like, from a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate the news of this a solid 9 out of 11 because it's a tragic fucking disaster.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you might want to edit that one out, Colin.
Oh, Niall.
The only other bit I have
That joke crashed and burned.
very small time.
Niall.
Yes, that was intentional.
Two jokes in one. Twofer.
Yeah, maybe.
Kobe.
Maybe.
Maybe that one out.
Maybe or maybe not. You know, I'll see how it feels.
Yeah, I love coming across like a huge dickhead.
Mojang released a free strategy game on Steam. It's called Crown and Council. Don't know anything about it. Haven't played it. Not a big Steam head. But apparently it has a huge following. Massive fan base. It's also free.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to make a free
It's
game.
like, Mojang makes like kind of like the small time game that went big time and sold out. But I mean, they released their next game for free.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, not raid Cliff Horse after yeah.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah. Cliff Horse, great game. It was a good satirical stab at early access games. Very funny.
Or it was just the early access game.
No, it was a free skit of early access.
Anybody got any more news?
No, I'm it.
Alright, so we're
done.
into the
That was the bleeding news, man.
bleeding news. The game's coming out this month. Well, for May.
Uncharted 4 coming out the 10th of May. I don't care about anything else on this list. Is literally what I've written on my thing.
The 10th of May, Uncharted 4 releases. It has its final trailer,
which I didn't watch
already.
I'm not watching any of it.
We're doing the unbox of that
Oh, yeah.
on the 10th of May.
Oh,
it's
shit.
going to be fucking
We're
fantastic.
going to do the Libertalia Collection unboxing.
The full whack.
Battleborn is coming out on the 3rd.
It is
It's a
PC.
FPS, MOBA.
It's a little more FPS, I think, than it is mobile. Like it's not
PC.
MOBA elements, but it's pretty
I'm
FPS.
probably not going to play it.
PC,
No,
PS4,
I
Xbox
played the
One.
beta of it. I played both betas of it. It's fun. It's very fun. It's got like an in-round leveling system. So like your performance in round will affect how good you can get.
That's
it's
very MOBA.
It's really cool. It's by the makers of Borderlands. So it's very kind of like jokey fun time kind of with a bit of serious thrown into mix. Yeah. It's very fun. It's very, very fun.
So Uncharted on the 10th. Doom on the 13th.
13th of May, Doom.
Yeah, for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Huge hype train.
Apparently, it's not too good, though.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I mean, it looks gory as fuck, like the original Doom.
But I mean, they're kind of banking on I love the way there's bloods and guts. There's not that much to it. Like, the beta came out, people played the beta, and
there were fans.
Yeah, no one seems too impressed with it.
Yeah.
I think it's trying to be a little bit too much of like, hey, it's Doom again. Like, yeah, okay, well, what else?
Yeah, like that was cool in like 94 or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you gotta give me something new here. It's like blood and guts and bullets isn't really gonna cut it anymore.
Yeah. Coming out on the 13th, Disney Art Academy.
Yes! Out about this.
Yes!
So excited.
Not gonna lie, I've seen a bit of Pokemon Art Academy, and if you actually do enjoy dicking around with games like that, I guess it can be fun.
Colin is the only one being serious.
I'm just saying, is if you like those kind of games, it's a cool thing to have a Disney version of those games. I don't know.
Yay, fun day. 24th of May, Overwatch is coming out.
Whatever.
I have something before that.
No.
In terms of chronology. On the 17th, Valkyria Chronicles Remastered is coming out.
Oh, okay, I actually am freaking out
So
about that.
this game combines that filth from Japan, anime, and that other filth from Japan, World War II.
I tell you, man, the Japs know their stuff.
Oh no! Into a weird kind of RTS thing. I mean, it's
amazing.
Yeah,
it's an old PS2 game.
No, it's PS3.
No, it's a PS2 game.
I'm pretty sure it's PS3 game on.
Valkyrie Chronicles.
Money,
Yeah.
money,
That's a PS2 game.
Fight.
He's. Let me check.
Do.
PlayStation 3.
Really?
Yeah.
I
PS3.
really thought that was a PS2 game.
Came out in 2003.
Either way, it's a fucking fantastic game.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I've always wanted to play it, but I've never really bothered.
Oh, it's so good. I never finished it now because it's so long, but it's so good. It's really, really good. You get invested in it. It's a black hole in your life. It's so good.
Oh, you can't call them that.
Yeah, I can. It's really good. No, it's a really, really good game. I'm really excited for it. Is it a HD remaster or?
I don't know.
But anyway, it's coming back.
It's like upscaled to like 1080p or something.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Overwatch on the 24th. Fuck yes.
Really excited. We're going to be doing the unboxing of that too for the PC version.
Fucking first new Blizzard IP in 17 years.
Yeah, and it looks amazing.
Yeah. So it's more of like a classic style type shooter. You know, like the old Quakes and that.
Yeah.
And pretty much it seems everyone loves the game.
I'm going to take a dig on it right now. Do you think it's going to be just another MOBA?
Well, it's not a MOBA, it's a shooter.
Is it?
Yeah. I told you this like months ago.
Oh man, I've only seen like trailers, like game trailers of it. Looked like a MOBA to me.
Yeah, no.
So it's a full.
It's a shooter.
Yeah.
It's
online.
Yeah.
Story mode.
No, online only.
Online shooter.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, like when the biggest
pretty
problem,
decent.
when the biggest problem in your whole pre-release was the tracer pose thing, which I'm not going to get into.
how they handle that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to get into it because it's just it's past.
Yeah.
But when that's the biggest problem of your pre-release, that speaks pretty well for how the game is.
Yeah.
I ragged on Blizzard a lot earlier on. This looks like some good shit.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for this to come out.
Good shit.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
Myself.
Very excited for this game that I thought was a MOBA until 17 seconds ago.
Shut up.
Finally, dangerous fucking golf.
Y'all, I'm talking about some fucking dangerous golf.
I have something.
Niall wrote that down, but didn't write when it came out.
I have something with
They didn't have a list.
Fair
The list I read.
Coming out May anyway. Fucking May, baby.
equally as much depth and a lot, like, as much story as well, and probably as much action. Fallout 4's DLC.
Oh yeah.
Far Harbor's coming out.
Woo.
I don't know anyone. Like, I spoke to a lot of people about this. I don't know anyone that's excited.
I mean, it's because Fallout 4 was
Fallout 4 was the biggest flop.
It was a wet fart.
Oh my god! And then they were like, "Hey, but we got some DLC coming out. What's it do? You can make robots in your town."
Talking about robots.
Bethesda, Best Dev Company 2016,
Talking about
die in a fire.
Crazy cool medallions.
Chalking it up.
But to bring it back up a notch from that sad, sorry shit stain on your shoes.
Dangerous Golf is amazing.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Fallout. 2016 releasing this year. Now, there's no definitive date yet. No, it's
Not May.
like this.
Past May, probably.
Past May, probably. It's probably going to be late in the year.
For World of Warcraft.
No, the Walking Dead Season 3 has been announced. And it's very exciting because it's going to be an older Clementine, apparently. And it's going to tie into where the comics are now at this stage. So it won't be like, the comics that are coming out at that stage when it comes out. But the comics that are out now, because they said that about the last one, it didn't really have like hairline touches.
How long has this fucking zombie apocalypse been going on for?
A long
Put
time.
it down.
But this is to tie into to where the comics are now, and it's a lot more human against human now in the comics than it is zombie against human.
Yeah.
So they're kind of just a background issue. But it's getting quite dark. Season 1 was, a bit, and it was good, and it was a kid's story to a zombie apocalypse, and it was quite sad at the end. 2 is a bit, it was a bit 50-50. It's alright.
It was hard to live up to season 1.
Yeah, season 2 is a bit of a bridge. Season 3 looks, by the sound of it, it's going to be some pretty dark shit. It's going to tell a lot of shit. It's going to tie into the comics. It's going to be good. It's going to be good stuff.
Right. Anything else on the releases?
That's all I got.
Right. Are we done?
I think that's it.
Are we done in rings?
I think we're done in rings, yeah. Thanks very much for listening to the April edition of the podcast. Next month we're going to be doing the Overwatch unboxing as well as the Uncharted 4 unboxing, so look forward to that on
check them out on YouTube.
Yeah, on Tantalus Podcast YouTube. You can check out the website, tantaluspodcast.info, and keep up all the new releases posts on the site.
Don't forget to download each episode and subscribe on iTunes to get each episode delivered directly to your mobile device so you can listen to it on the go and hear us yap tap on.
Oh, your laptop.
If I follow us on Twitter at Tantalus Podcast, and we do a contest every month where if you do a retweet and a follow of a particular tweet, you'll be able to win €20 digital store credit, where it's PS4, Xbox, Steam, or whatever. League of Legends, League of Legends. Yeah, basically what we do is kind of thing. If you retweet and follow of a particular tweet, you'll be able to get €20 digital credit of whichever you'd like, and we'll use a random number generator to choose a winner. It'll be all fair,
and it helps us out a lot if you do retweet it. Because the more people that enter the contest, the higher the numbers will go up, and you never know. It could go from 20, it could go to 50.
It could go to fucking 10 Xbox Ones.
The more retweets we get, the more people we reach, the more we can put out there.
Bigger prizes, baby. But so
thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening to the podcast.
This has been Dreamals Podcast. I'm Dreamals.
I'm also Dreamals.
And I'm Broken Dreams.
I've been Colin Regan.
I've been Niall.
I've been Eoin.
And they have surnames, but who cares? That's Tantalus Podcast.
And this is what we do here.
And
we'll catch you in May.
Just fuck with Colin.
Talk to you in May.
Bye-bye. Sorry, we can't not.
We love you.
We can't.
We love you in a way that we love kicking you in the teeth.
It's a joke at this point, dude.
Oh yeah, it's never gonna stop.
You can never just.
We talk about it before you get here every time.
Start a podcast or end a podcast.
One of them we're gonna make Velociraptor noises.
Oh god.
Maybe we'll give our names in Morse code next time.
Hey, Naughty Dog, announce fucking Crash 4 already. Jesus.
Not happening.